Hello there, foolish mortals. From behind the yellow line, this is Trammin episode 84, part of Tramtober 2, Oogie Boogaloo. My name is Kirk, and today I'm joined by my favorite listener and horrific headline haberdasher, Kimmie.
Boo. Hi. Our Twilight Zone topic of terror is Oogie Boogie Bash.
Are you gonna boogie oogie oogie?
Till we just can't boogie no more.
Roll the intro. Welcome back to Trammin, everyone. Oh, no, wait. Okay, now I'm already confused.
What?
Welcome back to Trammin, everyone. Happy Wednesday and happy Tramtober. We are your ghost hosts, Kirk and Kimmie. What's up, Kimmie?
It's going well. It's really, the weather outside is making it feel more spooky. Very frightful. It's raining, cloudy, things like that. So it's lovely, though. I really love it. It's really fallish. I came in a sweater. It was great.
So are you a ghost host or a guest host?
I'll just be a guest host. Yeah.
How would you do both? Like guest host?
Guest host. A ghost host. Ghost host.
We need a goat host.
A goat host? Like the goat?
No, Rain and I are the goat.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
You know.
I'll be a ghost host for today. That's fine.
Trammin is the
whatever
goat.
Whatever you want. That's fine.
Oh, and this is Aaron Samuels.
I named him Aaron Samuels.
My chicken.
For those who know where that reference is from, drop us a DM. I don't know.
Yeah, it's referencing our costumes. As always, check out YouTube or Instagram. But these are our costumes from Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yes.
And if you still don't get the reference, I mean, listen to episode 17. Kimmie's first appearance.
17?
Not appearance like your face, but like
first
your
mention of my
your
name. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, let's clean up these worms and bugs with
mousekeeping. Is that the Halloween sound or no?
There is no Halloween sound for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I listen every week. I swear. Yeah, you're right. Okay, you're right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. You got to read
am I
this.
doing? Okay.
Yeah.
If this is your first time here, happy Tramtober. Welcome aboard Tramming, a Disneyland podcast where Rain and Kirk,
right now it's Kirk and I. Come on.
Or Kirk and I, currently, usually Rain, talk about Halloween at the Disneyland Resort through and only through our eyes through the month of October. And today's the last one. To catch up on jokes, references, context, and backstory, check out our lore page on trammin.com/lore. If you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, comment, and review us wherever you can, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Overcast, because I love that one. Follow Trammin Podcast on Instagram for a visual guide of the show and to message us. And you can find all these links and lore at trammin.com.
Yes,
there you go.
Can.
Yes, we can.
Thank you for doing that.
We got a lot of
writing in. So
sorry, I got distracted by the notes.
It's time for Your Fright, in which members of the Tram Fam write in with corrections and comments. Kimmie, cue up that corrections music.
Okay, that's the Halloween music. Okay.
Monica writes in, the word for anime pretty boy is bishonen. And she also started watching What We Do in the Shadows. Thanks for this podcast. It's perfect for October.
Ooh, okay. That's exciting.
Speaking of like perfect timing, I'm not going to say it. Rain will say it next week where he is, but he's doing something really awesome. That's why he's not here.
Yes.
Real awesome stuff is going on.
We'll let him announce that.
If there was one episode of Tramtober or any Trammin he had to miss, this is probably the one.
Yeah.
Because he didn't go to Oogie Boogie Bash.
Yes. That's why I'm here.
So he'll be here next week for No Theme November. Mm-hmm. Already got something cooking. But JD Silva writes in the late 90s, there were live actors in Pirates and Haunted Mansion during the trick-or-treat events. The tunnel and pirates had actors jumping out of the shadows, and the mansion actors would wait for the doom buggy to rotate, and then they would lean in close to you. It was terrifying and awesome at the same time.
Oh, geez.
Bring it back, Disney.
I remember when cast members, you would ask them to scare the doom buggy in front of you, and they would do it. It happened a couple times, but then the last time we asked, they're like, oh yeah, we're not allowed to anymore. So.
Drink Up Disney writes in, the blood orange slush is their favorite non-alcoholic drink, and they started listening about a month ago. Already listened to like half the episodes. Love the podcast.
Amazing.
So we did ask for suggestions for a darker Disneyland Halloween, and we got a few.
This episode terrified me, honestly. I was like, I don't want any of these to happen. So
Sebastian writes in, loving the new direction for Trammin in regards to our emo-ness.
Yeah.
Diego wrote in about my poll, and he called me Trammin Fam's favorite e-girl. Ryan writes in, Gaston and LeFou should be in Red Rose Tavern. And they should do the little thing,
like the no one's. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Imagine singing along with that, the tavern vibe that we were going for. And he also said they should just do Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh. That'd be really cute. I would love that. One. That's amazing.
Kevin writes in, and he said they can change Abraham Lincoln's speech to the time he hunted vampires. This is one of my favorites, just because of Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter.
I mean, there is that whole, yeah. That would be interesting, actually.
Bethany writes in, just finished the latest episode and wanted to add in a couple ideas for Dark Disneyland. Tom Sawyer's Haunted Island, low lights and fog, of course, and put the jump scare actors out here. If that's your thing, there you go. If not, easy to skip. Good pull right there.
That's really good.
Yeah, I was thinking, what could we do with Tom Sawyer's Island? And there you go. And since budget is no issue, you could have zombified Disney characters. Oh, would you? Look at that. Imagine zombie Cinderella chasing you, or zombie Nemo and Dory in the water. Woo.
How would you actors, or put fake fish in there?
Oh, I love this. Yeah. I purposely just copy pasted.
Yeah,
so I
can
just
read this in real time.
Could also have the Grim Reaper ferrying the raft out there.
Oh my God.
Instead of the Grim Reaper, we'll go with Charon, or Karen, as people call him. He's the ferryman of Hades.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. That would be really fun. Oh my God, I didn't think about that.
Can't believe how much I've thought this over since listening, but I'll stick with this one idea. Thanks for the great show and keep up the great work. And she says, go Raiders.
My dad would love you.
So Joey writes in, hello Tram Fam. Love the latest episode about Darker Disneyland. I think what would make Space Mountain scarier would be turning the vehicles around so you go on the track backwards.
No.
Six Flags used to do this for the original Colossus, and it was a lot of fun. You're already in the dark, but now the ride is mirrored from what you're used to. You normally bank left, you bank right. Throws off your expectations. And he also wanted to say he really appreciates the podcast. Looks forward to it every week. He's a high school teacher, and it has been a rough last few months.
Oof, yeah.
But our podcast, something he looks forward to every week. Do I throw the shade?
Maybe leave it unnamed.
He tried listening to some other podcasts, but they're just screaming into their mics and it gives him a headache. He says we have smooth podcast of voices. It makes his drive home a pleasant one. Thank you guys and have a good one. And Christine says we've got the prettiest boy, Prince Eric, but I say he's too masculine to be Bishaman. It means beautiful boy. So they're supposed to kind of look androgynous.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
to Joey, I hope my voice is smooth for your podcast ride.
You have a smooth podcast voice.
If it's not, Rain will be here next week. I promise.
You have a smooth podcast voice.
Okay. Just wanted to say that now, so you're not like, it's a different voice.
even with me, like this mic does a lot of work.
It does. Yeah, I sound the best I've ever sounded with this.
It's a preamp and good hardware in the Rodecaster. So we got like a triple threat right here. And the cables are cables, you know. So, how about some horrific headlines?
I was just thinking that one could be like,
yeah, I was thinking like some Oregon stuff, but we got an Oregon coming up.
Like, dee-dee-dee. Especially with these headlines. That's why I made that comment.
Plaza Point premieres. Plaza Point Holiday Shop is open.
Oh, you didn't say holiday, so I was like, what's Plaza Point?
It is open on Main Street. So go check out your holiday stuff. Halloween, Christmas, and whatever's going on at the time, but always Christmas, which is fun. Next headline is a rumor about a tremor. because we're not sure if it's true yet, or we weren't, because Magic Carpet Ride noticed a green light on the stoplight and the tram route was on.
Oh, okay.
And then, just today, it is Monday, trams announced for 2022.
Early 2022, which is very vague. So let's see what that is.
It's not even a season. So, yeah. But Raven writes in, and she is ecstatic about the trams. Wishes they were coming sooner. But trams are coming back.
What's the latest for early, would you say? I would say maybe March would be the latest for early 2022.
Early might mean before spring, because winter 2022 could mean December.
Yeah.
So maybe, but anything before June could be early if it's less than half.
I'm so excited for the trams. So excited.
They're coming back.
So excited.
50% off, 20% up. Parking is now $30 for cars and motorcycles in Mickey and Friends, Pixar Pals, and Toy Story lots.
And you and Rain kind of predicted this because you're talking about the pricing. Like, they're not going to go up. They might not the 50, not $12.50 for 24. Is that what you were saying before? Because it was 25 before.
I said no, the half off thing.
Yeah.
I was like, are they going to raise it and make it 15? Mm-hmm. So I think I said this for the Believe Key.
Yeah.
So Believe Key parking is now $15 because it's half off of 30. It's effective immediately. The signs changed this
overnight?
Monday morning. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Because yesterday it was not like that.
Yeah. People rolled up this morning and it was $30. And it's $40 now for RV, oversized vehicles, that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Next headline, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Dream Key is no longer for sale. This does not affect Dream Key holders. So hold your horses. Hold your Headless Horseman's horses. But they, just like they said in the terms and conditions that I definitely read on the show, they could stop selling them at any time. This is definitely a we oversold problem.
Yeah, I'm mixed on this because it's like, if you already have one, you're like, yay, more reservations. If you don't have one yet, it's like, what if it was a Christmas gift? What if it was I'm going to wait for the holidays and then I'll buy it kind of thing. But I'm fully convinced they'll resell starting January. I think it's just to not create chaos during the holiday season. No?
No, maybe they're just going to stop. They raise the parking prices. You can't get one with parking.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's just going to be renewal only for a long time. I wonder if it'll take a year and then they'll kill reservations for a top pass and increase the price or something. I think it's going to be past January though.
Gosh, who knows? I mean,
because every time you sell it,
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it both ways.
Every time you sell a pass, you can't make that pass worse for a calendar year. You can make it better. You can't make it worse.
Okay.
So like, let's say they wanted to release a Dream Key or like a new Dream Key that has 4 reservations or whatever. Mm-hmm. They can't do that if they start selling them again with the 6. They have to like change something or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So they can't make our passes worse. I mean, they technically can, but they won't. They can make them better. So I think they're just going to wait it out, make everyone buy all the other ones, get their parking money. Disney, okay. So I had a talk with RJ this morning about all this.
Mm-hmm. Did he get his yet?
No. Okay. So ticket prices have also gone up.
Except the first tier 1. And there's now another tier. So.
Yeah, but he does have a multi-day pass, which sticks. And I think the multi-day ones aren't tiered, right? Something like that.
I don't think they are. No.
Yeah, so he's good. But if you don't have a pass right now, you're probably better off. Mm-hmm. But let's real quick take some comments from the Tram Fam before really getting into this. I think this is just, there's no name, so it's just Nice Los. I don't know. Prices on the passes need to go up. Ozzy writes in, he wonders when the other passes will sell out. Kevin asks, is this good news for smaller crowds? America said the universe heard the proposal and accepted the terms.
Yeah.
She also wrote something else and that I'm not going to read on the show.
Okay.
But this is hilarious.
She sent me that same comment. Just
Ryan writes in, shouldn't be surprised, but I am.
Yeah.
Same dude. Lucas writes in, it's cool, but it doesn't seem that it will change with the current reservation dilemma.
They already sold those,
yeah.
And people have already used them. I'm assuming you can still activate it even if you bought it already. Like, there's nothing that says you can't activate it.
Oh yeah, you can't purchase it.
You already have it, yeah.
Yeah, and it shouldn't affect renewals, but they could kill the whole Dream Pass. But I doubt it. And Raven says, "Happy I got the Dream, the quote unquote free, I'm going to call it included parking perks since they increased the price. But also, I don't know, because it's hard to get reservations even with the drink calendar. So let's talk about supply, demand, and price.
And I want to also talk about the tier 6 thing.
What is tier 6?
They have not defined what tier 6 is. My guess is tier 6 are the actual holiday.
Like next
Christmas Day.
Next year's holidays.
Thanksgiving Day. New Year's Day. Have they sold tickets already for this year's holidays? They can't apply anymore, right? I don't know.
Right now, the ticket gets you the reservation because you do it at once.
Oh, so whoever has a tier 5 that got New Year's Day or Christmas Day. Yeah, because they have not specified.
Those calendars only go 3 months out.
Is it like ours, like a rolling calendar?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah. So they already have.
So they can say, so it's not December 25th is tier 5. December 25th, 2021 is tier 5.
Oh, yeah. So those probably go into effect starting whenever.
The next day.
90 days from here or whatever. Yeah. Wow,
so,
okay. And they all went up.
Yeah. So supply, demand, and price.
Okay.
So when you have more demand than supply, you increase supply to meet demand to maximize your money, right? If you cannot create more supply, you have to lower demand without losing money. So the way you do that is increasing the price. You need to tell people, stop buying this product, but we don't want to make less money. So you raise the price, less people buy it, and you end up with the same or more money. Equilibrium is basically everyone who wants it can get it. And if you increase it by $1, that means less people will come. So you want that sweet spot. So basically Disney wants like 98% capacity every day with people able to make same day reservations without it selling out completely, which means everyone is happy except the people who can't afford it. But they don't care if you can't afford it as long as they're full.
As long as they're still selling it. Someone else is going to buy it if you won't.
Yeah. And that's kind of how everything works. So when I was talking to RJ, he was saying like, the PS5s, they have sold more PS5s than PS4s in the same amount of time, like the first 6 months or whatever, which means more people want PS5s than wanted PS4s. Demand went up. There's a supply constraint right now. The chip shortage, all that. People can't even get them. They can't even make enough, and they sold more. So why don't they raise the price? Because all they have to do is increase supply. And even though they can't increase supply immediately, by creating more PS5s, they're increasing the supply of them.
Yeah.
This is kind of a service. You can't make Disneyland bigger. They can, but not now and not soon. So all they can do is keep raising the price until anyone who can afford it can get in, basically.
Yeah. So
they push it slowly, and right now, a lot of I read an article, which whatever, but a lot of supply chain issues are simply caused by high demand right now. People are just buying things. People cannot help themselves because they have money. I'm not gonna, the unemployment. I think people should have gotten it. I'm not going to talk down on the unemployment. Regardless of that, people have a lot of money they're sitting on.
Yeah.
And then there are people like me. And
money they're sitting on, and the fact that they had to sit for a year and they couldn't really spend it on.
Think about me. I didn't stop working for a single day.
Yeah.
So my income didn't change. My bills didn't change.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I stopped going to Disneyland, stopped eating out. I don't take trips anyway, but I didn't go on any trips.
Yeah.
Didn't have to buy more clothes to go out or buy gifts for people, like weddings or whatever. None of that.
Yeah, you're right.
So any money I made, there was extra at the end of every week after the bills were paid because there was less to spend it on. And that's not just me.
That's
a lot of people, even the people who got unemployment because they got more than they were making. So they're just like, I want to buy things. I want stuff. People love stuff. And Disneyland is stuff. Merch is stuff. People want to go. People have pent up demand. So you have to, it sucks. I'm not defending Disney. I'm just explaining the only way to lower the demand is increase the price. It's not like, ooh, it's just simple economics. It's just like, that's what they teach in econ class. And not everyone got good econ class. Shout out to Mr. Wright.
I wonder if this was already a plan when they sold the passes. Like, there's going to be a time we have to stop selling these. I know it was in the terms and conditions, but I wonder if they expected it to either A, be this soon or even this late for them, or if they even expected to do it, because I guess something I saw was people were just, discussing it online, and they were saying, would we have been better off if they just sold these in 2022 if we didn't have passes this whole time? Because we still don't have
Disney wouldn't be better.
We still don't have shows. We still don't have this, that. I guess just more so like would we be as upset about this, the consumer? We already own the passes, so it doesn't really matter. And Disney's got our money, so that doesn't affect them, the bottom line or anything. But would we have been better off as consumers if they just 2022, like rather than pausing? Because all these holidays came up, and now we're seeing these filled up calendars and people making their trips for 2 weeks, and like, okay, one of my days wants to fall on Halloween, and then I want like a week in November, and now November's gone, and most of December's already gone too.
The thing is, if you're booking and like waiting for stuff to open, whatever, you're still going more than you would have with a ticket. This is a worse value than the old passes. That's what people are mad about. But it is still a better value than tickets. And that's what a pass, that's the promise of the pass, better value than tickets. Would you be better off if you wanted to go the same number of times? No. Right? But are people going because they have to fill up their reservation, stuff like that? Yeah. Like what Matthew Serrano was talking about, like you go out of obligation a little bit and things are weird. I don't think Disney expected this. No. Disney doesn't want people to be turned away. Yeah. Because that's bad.
That looks bad. Yeah.
And no, people are unhappy, and that can lead to decreased sales later, which they'll just make up with prices.
And again, that'll be delayed a year until they see that, when people decide not to renew, or
a lot of things just cannot be predicted and changed in time. Like, they probably wanted to stop this maybe a little while ago, but it's like you have to kind of wait a little bit. Yeah. And I don't, how many? Okay, it's been less than 2 months still.
Really? Right? This feels like it's been going on for a year.
No, it's been exactly 2 months.
Since it's gone live, not since we bought ours, because we bought ours late, right?
August 25th. It's now October 25th.
It's been 2 months exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone's already up in arms.
What is that? 59 days, I think.
I wonder, I know this would have never happened, but
61 days.
What would our reality have been if they did not get rid of our passes and they just resumed the program that they originally had? I know they weren't going to do that. They wanted to redo everything because everything's monetized now. Fast Pass, Photo Pass, everything's monetized now. And I called it. I said they're going to monetize everything because they can.
They'd still sell it every day.
But I'm curious though what crowds would have looked like if passes are resumed. No, it never went away.
I think
they would have upped prices eventually, but I'm curious.
They'd have to turn people away at the gate, which is way more annoying than not. Would you rather drive all the way there and tell them get out, or they tell you get out, or
no reservation calendar?
Yeah.
Do we have capacity right now, or do we have?
They can't let more people in. They can't handle more people.
My argument though is that I think the reservation calendars are making crowds worse, in my opinion, because people feel obligated to go now. But for me, Saturday morning, it's an hour for Guardians, but I have to go because I made the reservation. I don't want to get penalized.
I don't think it would be as bad, but I still think there would be full capacity days because it's just people have still not gone.
Yeah,
they're like when John wrote. Oh, John writes in later, but he said he hasn't actually been to Disneyland yet.
He's been DCA this whole time.
I don't know if he just specifically said I haven't been to Disneyland yet, even though he said he went to Downtown Disney, possibly DCA, but he has not been to Disneyland. There's still people who haven't gone. Yeah. So, yeah,
and pass holders like us are clogging
and
everything.
The thing is, if they did no reservation, if they just let everyone do whatever, you can't put that back in the bottle. So it's just like, they had no way of knowing. It's just absolute insanity with everyone's demand for everything.
It's like all these realities, like you keep the same system, what we have now, and what does Disney know? It's like all of this was unpredictable. Yeah. And Disney, at the end of the day, they're a business.
It'll all balance out, and if it doesn't, prices will go up. But that's the thing. Yeah. If prices need to go up, that means the prices were too low to begin with. If too many people can afford something, they're all going to get it.
And too many people are there.
If a ticket to Disneyland was $25, all the people who never go would go.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. It would sell out every day forever, I think, if tickets were $20. We'd go every day without a pass, $20.
Yeah.
You know? So I know that's an extreme, but that's just how it works. Prices are lower, more people have access. And it sucks, but you know, if you all rally behind capitalism, which I know not everyone does, which is fine. It's just like, if that's what you're doing, that's how it works. Not everyone can have everything. And that's the society we live in. And if you're reading hustle books and all that kind of stuff, this is what it is.
This is what hustle looks like, guys.
Yeah. And, you know, you say greed, you say that, whatever. Companies are run on profits, especially publicly held ones. So that's the reality we live in. Unless we're going to change the system, you have to just follow the rules of the system.
Yeah.
You charge what the market will bear.
And you vote with your wallet. So it's if you're going to keep buying them, it's going to keep happening.
You know, 100 of you complain and only one of you stops buying the pass.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's whining while they're there.
Yeah.
Everyone's whining on their Disney Instagram page that they continue to fill up. So
yeah,
it is what it is. This is our reality. And
it feels so grim now. We gotta.
It's not a dream anymore.
Yeah. I'm trying to be in a happy mood. It's Halloween time, so we're gonna be happy.
This doesn't. I know this is like I got mine, F you or whatever, but it's like doesn't affect us. If you have a pass, it doesn't affect you. If you don't have a pass, you don't. I say this obviously from this like ivory tower of I have one. Don't buy one now. Now just get your ticket on days that you can see that are empty because you can buy a ticket.
Yeah, Tier 1 did not change pricing, so if you want to go next year and pick a non-peak day, I might tell my sister to do that, to buy a non-peak day ticket and just go on that day.
Yeah. So that's all the news.
Yeah.
It's big news, but
it dropped overnight, and this morning I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, all right, we're doing this.
We were all afraid they were going to do this first day.
Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter say they bought their Saturday. They said, so I just bought my dream key like 2 days before.
If you hadn't bought one by now, you were waiting for the crowds to die down anyway, so they're not dying down.
No, they were happy. They're like, at least I have it. I activate it whenever I want to, but it's like, it's in my possession to activate it when I need to, you know?
Now it can't really get worse.
Don't say that. I didn't think that. I did not expect day prices to go up this soon.
No, I'm saying reservations.
Oh, yeah. We're fine.
Yeah. But hey, isn't this what everyone wanted? Pricing out ticket holders so they can let more key holders in?
I didn't say I wanted that. I just wanted calm. I wanted peace. I don't want crowds. That's it.
Well, instead, we have the trams are back.
What's everyone? Sorry.
You want to leave that?
No. Yeah, I'll leave that. The trams are back. And I'm back.
Coming back. They're coming back.
And I'm back for this episode for like 5 minutes.
It's kind of like they're back, but they're not. And you're back, but you're not because you're about to disappear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So very...
it's poetic.
Yeah.
It's poetic. Well, what a day to announce the trams. But finally, dude, it's been what? 6 months since Disney's open?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 6 months. And we're probably going to wait another 6 months.
Yeah.
Before
early 2022.
Yeah. We got a little tip in DM.
We mentioned him.
Oh, you did?
You have no idea what's going on the show.
I have no idea. All right.
Yeah. No,
right.
Don't you worry. We did just fine.
I heard the Dream Key sold out. Oh, man. What a day.
And parking's up, but we're right about that.
We're like,
this half off crap, the $12.50. Yeah. No.
And right at this point, you cannot purchase a pass with parking, and the parking was just increased.
Yeah.
What?
Sneaky.
You know, I saw a tweet today that showed all these updates, and it said, "Thanks, Bob." And somebody subtweeted that and said, "Well, you guys forget Josh is the head of parks now, and not Bob."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you know, you're
Bob
right.
just says yes and signs it.
Yeah. This was proposed. This was proposed for sure.
We got to start blaming him.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, this could have been Ken.
It could have been. Huh.
You know what? They're a dream team of nightmares.
An exclusive dream team now.
Yeah.
Weird. That's weird that you just can't buy it anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of called that a few weeks ago, saying that like
they got to stop.
They have to do
people were begging them, and now it's probably different people are mad.
Yeah. Well, by the way, what am I trying?
That is called, what is it? Kev's Sweet Lullaby.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a NyQuil infused beer.
No, it's not.
Nah, it's it's ube, as it always is.
I was like, oh my God, this actually does look like.
Yeah, he called me yesterday. He's like, you have to say it. That's what it is. Like, yeah, I'm gonna call it Kev's Sweet Lullaby.
Also, isn't that
Good night, rain? It tastes like a purple potato.
Yeah.
Take another sip.
Yeah.
It's a purple potato.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. But glad to have you here for just a touch of rain.
Sorry, guys, I wasn't here this week.
Yeah. A touch of rain in the forecast, you know? Just like it's raining today.
Just like California.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trending last night. Do you see that? Hashtag rain.
Yeah. The pain is gone.
Yeah, pain is gone.
Pain. All right. Got any other words till we get back to the show?
No, I think that's it. I will see you guys next week.
Yeah. Bibbity, bobbity, boo.
Caves concoctions with Kirk and Rain.
So, today we have Kev's Sweet Lullaby, a NyQuil infused beer.
I don't.
Has Kev gone too far? We shall see. So, who shall we toast, Kimmie?
I guess Aaron Samuels or Oogie Boogie for the party he threw yesterday. It was a great time.
All right.
All right, cheers.
Take one more sip. Come on.
Kev, I love you.
Kev, Kev.
Kev, I love you.
Take one more sip. There's a little like aftertaste to it. For everyone calling the police right now, this is not a NyQuil infused beer. This is ube beer. Kev's been on that ube kick. It has some earthiness to it. It tastes like a carrot and a potato.
I got potato. I did not get carrot.
Yeah, I got like purple.
I'm prepping us for
purple potato,
yeah.
which is kind of an ube.
Prepping us for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is not forgotten. And
don't judge my reaction. I don't drink alcohol at all, so for me, it all tastes the same. So.
What have you liked so far? You liked the vanilla mule, the vanilla mango mule
at Grand California.
Yeah,
and then I liked the Malibu Breeze at Naples. That was really good, actually. I'm surprised.
And then you kind of liked the Fanta Spooky Spirit, that had the melon and the pina colada flavor. The one before the worms.
Oh, not yesterday's. Yeah, that was okay.
No, yeah, and then
I lean towards more fruity.
Yeah,
I lean towards more fruity.
You keep saying you don't like coconut, but you're liking the coconut drinks.
I think because it
counteracts 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It counteracts the alcohol. I feel that's why.
No, it does. That's why tiki drinks are so good. Oh, you kind of like the Piranha Pool.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, yeah, it's just a beer.
Yeah.
Whoa! I thought that was the drink.
No.
But you got some coffee to wash it down. Thank you for bringing that.
I have that and water.
And water and all that. So, thank you, Kev. So, it's time for our Twilight Zone topic of terror. Oogie Boogie Bash 2021.
Yes.
So, let's get right into it. Tickets were, okay, I have a story now.
Oh, dear.
Kevin and I went to get drinks yesterday, right, at Hollywood Lounge. And I was like, oh, I dropped something. And I picked it up and it was my ticket. And I looked behind it and I'm like, I paid $150 for this? Like, I totally forgot. So, because
depends on the day you get. And we got the week before Halloween. So,
yeah,
we got like the second highest, I think, is what we got.
$149. The party was 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Mix-in began at 3 p.m. So you could show up a little early at DCA only. For us, getting in was easy as pie.
It was really easy.
Easy as pumpkin pie.
Right in, yeah. And we got it there, what, 5:15, 5:20?
Yeah, we walked the tram route. We went to the DCA entrance. We got scanned in, got our wristbands, got our candy bags, and
I think the busiest looking area was the when you first entered. I saw the most movement there because people were like getting their wristbands, taking pictures. People were, gawking at costumes. So, but that was once you were in and you just walk past that. But the actual line to get in, and it was also slower because they had to take pictures of us. Like with our ticket, but there was like one person in front of us, so it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, they let your rolling pin in.
Yeah, security didn't even look at it. He picked it up,
toy,
and he was like, "This is, I think, for baking, like small. It's a real rolling pin. It's not a toy, but because you can use it for like smaller pastries and
Yeah,
stuff, I think
I
so.
can see
Yeah.
that.
But I was afraid it would be a weapon, but thankfully
It's
they didn't
smaller
take
than a hydro flask that
It
you can
is. It's not
definitely blunt force trauma to the head someone
and it was
with, so.
perfect because it fit. You can't see my apron, but it fit in the apron pocket, so it was perfect.
So yeah, our costumes were a pirate being chased by a I don't know, what would you like, a homemaker?
A homemaker, a village person. I
Yeah,
don't know.
because it's yeah. So
Chasing him around in circles, like
Yeah.
on the pirates ride.
so you've got a pilgrim dress.
I went on Amazon, searched 1700s dress, and this came up. And what really makes it is the sleeves. You can for video watchers, you can see the sleeves puff out a
You
little.
got that. You
then
wore
the
a braided hairband with a what did you Google? Catholic veil.
A Catholic cathedral veil.
Yeah. Got
no-
some ribbon on your apron.
No offense, this was part of
no
the
offense.
costume.
That's what it
This
is.
part of the costume. Yeah, and then I got this apron that it's funny on the Amazon. People are using it for their bell costumes because with the bell with the dress, and then just like this ribbon, and
Give a little-
and then wore some brown
accent.
flats that I had, and it was. I think the most like the one I had to get right was the dress. Once the dress was there, everything else was just super easy. So
And I used last year's Halloween costume for Trammin or Tramtober and added this wonderful plush chicken, which was great.
I love
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and people kept pointing at the chicken.
Yeah, people loved
the chicken.
the chicken.
Yeah.
And
Kids
so-
and adults. It was great.
Immediately, so before we even got there, I remembered, I think the second time, or maybe that time we went to Buena Vista Street where we couldn't breathe anymore because we needed water and they wouldn't let us drink water because it was illegal.
Back in December.
Yeah, you were sitting in this little staircase that doesn't go anywhere in this archway. And I'm like, oh, that looks just like the Pirates thing.
Yeah.
And so we took our pictures there. We did a little boomerang. You guys should see it, but it will get posted.
On Trammin?
Yeah.
Right now it's on my page, but yeah.
No, it'll get posted for the week,
Okay, yeah.
the pictures of the week. And I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
we
that was
totally
the
nailed-
best spot. I saw a couple people like laugh at us and take their phones out, take pictures of us. So if anyone has those, that'd be really funny to see that. But I think people, once they saw us like running in the circle, people were like, oh, I know what they are. Like people started to pick out what we were.
And you were really worried it wouldn't work out. And then we got everything on and then we each held up the prop and it was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Like right away. Okay.
And
we
there was
see
this
it.
one woman that she said, I saw you on the Trammin route, but I didn't want to say anything, but I love your costumes. And we're like, okay, cool. You got it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then a couple cast members got
Couple
it,
cast members got
explaining
it.
it to others. Oh, they're chasing pirates.
Yeah.
And, all that. And then people were randomly like, I love the chicken.
Yeah.
And it was
The chicken
fun.
was great. And you
So-
held him the entire night. He
Yeah.
never went in the backpack. He was out. We had him sitting on the table. We had him just next to us the whole time. So it was great. And then
Yeah.
on the ride, we put him in between us on a couple rides.
And a couple people called me Smee, and that's fine.
Really? I totally
Because of the red. It's not
when you were alone or just in general?
I heard them say it on while they were passing by.
Oh, that's so funny.
Like they might have said it to
I
a
did see
friend or whatever.
Smee a little when I first
There
saw
was
you.
a Smee in front of me for a second.
No, but I'm saying with the stripes. It's very Smee.
That's definitely what they went for. Like when I bought this costume.
Yeah.
But
that's good.
yeah, but it worked out. I totally offered to buy a different pirate costume, but Kimmie said use last year's.
It was okay. I think it was good. I liked it a lot.
It's bright, which
It's
is probably
bright,
better.
and you look like you know how there's like you don't look like a pirate captain. You look like a pirate like that works on the ship.
Yeah.
And on that scene in Pirates, they look like guys that got out and started trying to steal stuff. They don't look like captains of a ship.
I was thinking too. I could have been more authentic to the ride, but you kind of have to be cartoony in a Halloween costume.
Yeah.
It has to stand out.
Yeah.
You know? I think we did great.
I loved
Totally
it.
nailed it.
I loved it.
And
My favorite
yeah.
is the chicken though. I feel like the chicken tied it all together.
maybe we should put a poll. Do we give this to River or do we keep it and put it in the...
River's my nephew. He'll be too soon.
Okay. So let's... I split this up into the activities.
That was smart because I was looking at this. I'm like, this is a lot easier because
So-
I forgot the order of things we did things.
We kind of did this first. They said 25-minute wait. It was like 10 minutes for Villains Grove. So I got to say, the expectations for this didn't kill it for me, but brought it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. People were mind blown by this. It's so amazing, whatever. And I kept expecting things to happen.
Yeah.
And I thought there were going to be villains there because it's called Villains Grove.
Yeah.
And it was like a forest with the will-o'-the-wisps and villain touches everywhere.
Lights, sound effects,
Yeah.
everything. So it was more like a really extravagant light show you walk through. But
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It's not a treat trail. You don't get treats there,
Yeah.
and you don't meet any villains. I think my favorite part though was like the Alice section. You could smell roses, smell like rose water. That's probably the coolest part.
The roses were my favorite.
Yeah, me too.
Because the roses, there were like roses everywhere, changing colors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you smelled roses, and there was like an animation in the back, and the projections.
Yeah.
It was more than just lights. I mean, it was lights, but it was more than just projections.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really cool. I wish I had known it was just a light show.
I think I had saw that like a couple years ago, but this year I tried not to spoil myself at all. So I didn't read about it this year. The only thing I knew was like, hey, the line gets long, so just get in that line. And then we didn't even wait that long. So
Yeah, I wish I just knew, like, if someone just said, oh, it's a beautiful light show. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I just didn't know that. When I was reflecting later, like when we were about to leave, it's like, that was like really beautiful, really well done. Very like, that's what we want too. The subtle imaginative touches instead of just like, here's Scar. It's like you see the hyena and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Scar section was cool because they also had like the coming out. Yeah, and like you see the hyenas marching. That was really cool.
Lots of really cool effects and stuff. It's just kind of wish I knew a little bit, but I love the roses were the favorite.
Mm-hmm.
The lightning at the end was okay. There was lightning strikes in the forest.
So I didn't get that. I feel like it didn't translate well for me.
Because there were light strips that you could see the bulbs in.
Yeah, that's why. But I mean, it was still really cool.
Yeah.
And then that they did that effect where the signs would change because they would shine like a red and blue light. So it looked like it was changing, but it was just because of the way the light was hitting it. That was really cool.
There was a Cheshire Cat. So it was Cheshire Cat, Queen of Hearts, Scar. What else was there? Was there like a Facilier?
Oh my God.
I think there was.
Probably.
And I think Evil Queen, maybe?
I don't remember it.
I don't remember.
I was so like taking it all in and like looking around. And then also you move kind of slowly through because there's a line, which in a way is not bad though because you're taking it all in. But I feel like because I was looking around a lot, I didn't really pay attention as to who each person was.
There was a map, but I didn't take a picture of the map. I think you did, didn't you?
Oh, what map?
No, the map when we get into Villain's Grove. Did you take a picture? There was this had to be Maleficent, right? There was like thorns and stuff.
Yes, I think you're right
the
about
thorns that would change and all that.
I think there wasn't that many. It wasn't very long.
I think it's 6 villains or something.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, but you were in there for like a while because the line moved slowly and people were taking pictures and so.
It's cool, and I know people, if you're listening to this, you might be going next weekend. Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
If you temper your expectations, you'll like it more.
Yeah.
Because, my favorite was just walking into the light at the end.
Oh yeah, there's like that shot I got of you guys walking towards the light. Yeah, that was cool.
It's like you're being saved or something. Yeah. Like that was really cool.
And the posted wait time was 25. We waited maybe 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
It moved pretty quickly. Yeah.
It was it was halfway between like the Grizzly Peak sign and the entrance is where the person with the thing was,
or
and
the
it got
entrance to the
shorter.
hotel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, the entrance to Villain's Grove.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So not too long at all. And it does keep moving. They do stop people if it's like maybe too packed, but they don't close it. It's just like, oh, hold on for a minute, and then they let people walk through.
That was really cool though.
Yeah.
I did like Villain's Grove a lot. I appreciate that.
So we did catch the parade by accident. So
technically twice because we walked past it the second time, but the first time America and I just happened to. We should also say we were with my cousin and her fiance. We were with Kevin in America. And so at some point they went to go ride Guardians.
So yeah, me and Kevin, or Kevin and I.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, Monsters After Dark is 15 minutes. I want to ride this. For some reason, I thought I heard Kevin at some point say, or America say, Kevin wanted to do the thing, Guardians, like when it was regular Guardians. I don't know. Guess not, because Kevin's not a fan.
Yeah.
America's not a fan at all.
I'm definitely not a fan.
Yeah, you're not a fan. But Kevin was like, no, I'll go. I'm like, dude, are you sure? He's like, yeah. Like he wasn't afraid of it. He was just like, the drops like don't feel good, right?
Yeah.
So, which I get, because some people just, the drops are either
that's why I don't ride it
motion
now.
Sickness or vertigo or whatever. Everyone's got different, inner ear balance stuff, right? But he wanted to go, so we went. Very short wait. I actually took some pictures in the queue for you. Lots of interesting artifacts.
Okay.
So
you mentioned it, but I haven't seen it.
There's a Kree sword,
Oh, that's cool.
or a couple Kree
Sorry,
artifacts.
Aaron Samuels is staring right at me.
The brazier of Balm Galath.
Like Valkyrie? I don't know.
Yeah, or brazier, not brazier. Brazier is a bra.
I was like,
Because I heard brazier in my head, and then I said brazier anyway. That would be a cool artifact, though.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
A brazier, which I only know how to say because of God of War, which is coming to PC.
Okay.
Rain would be all over that comment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I don't know what this was. And then there's this creepy mask. Is that from the? Oh yeah, from Thor: Dark World.
was gonna say it looks very familiar. Yeah. Okay.
Ultron was there.
Oh.
Yeah. Or torn apart Ultron. This looks like some future. Oh, this might be some Eternals thing.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Mysterious
I'm
artifacts.
tossing myself. Okay.
This might be Eternals.
Which comes out next month, I think, a couple weeks.
So yeah. And then this was cool. An Asgardian Warhammer that's not Thor's hammer. It's not Mjolnir.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. This was right by the thing. And then I took a picture, but it wouldn't show up. But I threw up the horns. It was like a
Oh yeah.
not heavy metal. Kevin said he would describe it as thrash.
I don't know what that means.
It's a type of music.
Okay.
Really good.
Okay.
I gotta say, the ride, super fun.
It was because it was the after dark.
Yeah, it was a
Overland.
blast.
Okay.
I loved it. Like way more fun than regular Guardians.
Okay. Was that your first time doing After Dark?
No, I've done it
Okay.
once or twice before, but I love this. It was so fun. So glad I did it because I'm not gonna do it next week.
Yeah,
and it was After Dark, and music's good. The storyline's good. There's a Stan Lee cameo in the queue. The queue is a lot of fun too. They mess with it a lot.
Yeah, we didn't prioritize rides at all.
No.
That's the ride to do because it's always busy and it's a Halloween only overlay. It's
Yeah.
not like Nightmare where you get
And I
Halloween,
walked
Christmas.
past it. It said 15, and
Yeah.
you walk straight into the building.
Yeah.
And we waited a little bit, but really.
And honestly, I needed a break to sit,
Yeah.
so I was fine waiting. I was like, that's
So
totally fine.
you guys went to sit at Hyperion,
Yes.
and when Kevin and I popped out of there, the parade was going.
Yeah,
And
it went in front of us. And we're like, okay, I guess we're
so
watching this.
we tried to cross, and they said no. It was a one-way cross, which is kind of dumb. But whatever. And
We saw the Headless Horseman first.
so you
and
saw the
then-
Headless Horseman. That's the only thing I missed.
Yeah. There's like a 5-minute gap though. Like the Headless Horseman will come and then they'll say, don't move, like the parade's starting soon. And my guess is that not to spook the horse, maybe,
Yeah, it's
with
for the horse's
music
sake,
and the loud
probably.
and
Yeah.
so they end the parade next to Guardian. So we saw it go like past us from the Hyperion. Yeah.
And so I think the hitchhiking ghosts are just hilarious. I don't like hip hop dance
Okay.
because I feel like hip hop dance is kind of like when I see other things that take themselves too seriously. It's like, oh, look how intense we are. Look at our stoic faces. And I'm like, okay, whatever. No offense, just not my thing.
Not your thing.
I know it takes a lot of talent. It's just I don't like it.
Yeah.
But seeing the hitchhiking ghost do hip hop dance is the funniest.
I don't think I really looked at them.
They-
'Cause
'cause-
I really liked the Gravediggers.
Oh, okay.
I just hated the sound when they would drag it and you see the sparks flying.
that's
I'm like,
awesome.
Oh,
It's
my
a little
ears
not-
hurt.
a little
But
not scary for
I
everyone.
love the dancing though. Like it's my favorite section.
Yeah, and so the ballroom dancers are my favorite.
They're like my second favorite. They're right below them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that they're sick. Like I gotta for sure.
They're
I
great.
love that. They were an addition a few years ago. They weren't always there as far as
Yeah,
I know.
I think I remember when that happened. Yeah.
But the hitchhiking ghost used to be on the mansion doing little dance, like
Yeah.
still hip hop but smaller scale.
And they
Now
would do like
Constance
that
is on there.
move, yeah.
Yeah. So now Constance is there. They're in front of the haunted mansion, which makes more sense. They're hitchhiking, and the man with the dog and the lantern is in
Yeah,
the
the
back.
lantern. So I'm trying to think. I'm like, what the floats we saw? They had the haunted mansion float, the nightmare float, and then they had like a bunch of villains. Like the last float was a bunch of villains. So I think there's like 3 or 4 floats total, but there's a lot of dancing in between the floats. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah. And I gotta say, this is the only modern parade / fireworks song I actually like.
Oh, I love it.
I-
Yeah, I love the parade, and like I would also say I actually also love that fireworks show, which I know you don't love the music there. But I love it.
I abhor that music. But it's an original song. Okay. I don't like Paint the Night. The
Me
song.
neither. I'm sorry, I
Because
can't
it's
do it.
when
All
can we
City
do
fans,
this
I'm
again?
sorry.
We're
Yeah.
still doing it.
Yeah.
I only like the call outs to Electrical Parade. Kevin and I agree the best song is the original Main Street Electrical Parade song, but it's also not an original song.
No.
It's rearranged, but it is someone else. It is Burrow Hoedown.
I remember when you said that, I went on YouTube to listen to it. I'm like, oh my god, it's exactly the same. Or it's like it sounds almost identical.
They did the composer did eventually get paid out and get credit, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was, and it wasn't like Disney being like a-holes or anything. It was just music law and the industry is just trash, and they just did the proper. They did the proper thing, and then they went above and beyond to be nice. Yes, which you should do, right? Yeah, and the Mickey's Mix Magic. I like the original song is terrible. Get your ears on.
How does that one go again? I literally forgot.
Come on, everybody, get your ears on. It's a good time.
Oh, no. Am I thinking of Magic Happens? Because Magic Happens was Todrick Hall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about.
I don't like that song either. It's all like, hey, we're hip old people singing these songs, even if they're not. It's what it sounds like. It's like trying to be poppy or something, and it's not good.
What was the parade before Mickey and Mixed Magic? Because there was like they had that whole like
Sensational.
Yeah, I like Sensational was fine.
It was originally, and then I've heard it for like 10 years. So.
My favorite parade that's not seasonal, not Halloween. I actually like Pixar.
Oh, I hate that song.
I love it.
So I don't like any. So here's the thing.
5, 4, 3,
yeah.
2, 1.
So
welcome to.
So all those songs.
I don't know the lyrics, guys. I'm sorry. Not that well.
Just play parade the whole time. So what I hate about all those original songs, they're trying to be pop songs and appeal to everyone. When you try to appeal to everyone, you don't appeal to anyone. So like just pick a lane, you know? So this song, it sounds like a Halloween song. The vocalist has that witchy
it's very
feeling.
Spooky sounding,
Yeah, and it sounds like dramatic, like it belongs like Hocus Pocus or something. You know, it's like it just sounds like a Halloween song. So it fits really well, and it's totally original. It's not trying to be something else, and I really like it. So yeah, one of the only ones. Generally good parade. I don't think Ursula's voice is original.
So as we were walking past it, I said, who is she supposed to be? Because I wasn't watching it. We were trying to walk to something. And you said Ursula. I'm like, I do not hear Ursula. And that's no offense to the voice artist. I did not hear Ursula. I thought it was the Queen of Hearts. I was like trying to think like, who is this
What's
voice?
interesting is in some of the shows and in Kingdom Hearts, they use
Black Carol?
Yeah. And even though Kingdom Hearts has very questionable voice direction, the voices are on point because they use Disney's voice agency, like I forgot what they're called. It's a cool term, but like that's one of those. It's in production for a long time. Voices are a huge part of a video game. It's like, oh, it's in voiceover now, like the phase. A parade is like, hey, we need Ursula to say like 3 sentences. You know, someone's first take is what they could use. It's a parade.
Yeah.
Even though it's there for years, it's like people aren't sitting there picking apart the voices, but.
No, but that was the again, like we've mentioned the Jack Skellington voice, even though it doesn't sound much like him.
I don't like it.
You kind of get Jack Skellington, but I'm saying with this one specifically, I did not get Ursula at all. I'm like,
I think it was better than the Jack Skellington.
Even knowing it was Ursula, I'm like, I don't hear Ursula.
Here's the thing with the Ursula.
Yeah.
When I hear it without her, I'm like, who is that?
Yeah.
But when I hear it with her, I'm like, oh, it sounds a little off. With Jack Skellington, I'm like, who is this? Why?
See, I flipped for me.
Sounds like
Ursula was worse.
It sounds like someone doing a bad Jack Skellington impression. Or the Ursula sounds almost like, oh, it's a villain. It's close. Yeah. What?
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like the exact opposite I feel like Jack, I kind of get it. Ursula, I do not get it at all. But I didn't see Ursula. You just told me it was Ursula, and I couldn't see it because of the crowds. I was like, okay. But even like people waiting for the parade, it never got bad.
No.
Like we were sitting at the Hyperion on a chair, and we could still, because most people were sitting. So we still got a good view. I mean, the only thing that was in our way was a couple lampposts, and then the shawarma 2 cart was in our way, but we can see everything, so it was good.
So right after that, I'll get to Kevin's comment later. Right after that, we went to the Electric Lounge once again.
Yeah.
Right. So we just because the only exclusive was the buffalo thing, right?
Yeah, Flo's, they had that exclusive buffalo chicken, and then the thing, and then I think
I was
and then
down,
there was the dessert party that was a separate cost, which
I was down to try the buffalo thing, but I wasn't looking for it.
I don't like buffalo, so I don't really
I do, but it depends. But we got carnitas and fried rice again. So the
I
carnitas
knew
nachos.
I'm like something I like and it'll keep me full. And we'd been walking. This was like hour 2 or 3 into the night, so we're like, oh.
So I love the nachos, and we kind of split both. What I loved about the fried rice, it felt like eating like rice, chicken, vegetable. Even though it's not healthy, it's like, you know, it's got Fanta in it.
Yeah.
But it was nice to sit down and eat that because I ate so much candy.
I know. So
I was nonstop on the candy.
First treat trail.
I ate all the
You're
candy.
like, look at my thing, and it was like 2 pieces. I'm like, oh, they only give you 2. You're like, no, I ate the rest. I was like, what?
I ate all the chocolate, and I ate 2 bags of grapes too.
And they had a pretty good selection, I would say. A lot of M&Ms, Twix.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But went to the Electric Lounge. Food was good, right?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite thing there.
Right.
I love that cart. So yeah. And then you got drinks.
So Kevin and I got the PBJ and W. Rain.
What's W?
Whiskey.
Oh.
So peanut butter and raspberry jam hard cider with peanut butter whiskey, $16. Rain said this was his favorite drink and he could get this over and over and over again. I think that's what he said, right? Kevin said that.
I don't remember. I know Kevin.
I thought it might have been the worms, dice, and everything nice. Kevin and I were whatever about this.
I took a sip.
Didn't taste too much of the peanut butter till the bottom.
Okay.
At least it tasted more like cider than whiskey because I'm not big on whiskey, but it was Screwball whiskey, and Kevin says it's very good. So I hate whiskey. So I didn't get that I hate whiskey flavor, which was good. They asked if I wanted the whiskey. I don't know if they asked if I wanted it in general or if I wanted it poured in there.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
But I just said yes because, well, I'm getting the drink, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't colorful. It just looked like cider. But it was fine.
I didn't know if it was the lighting. It looked like almost like this clearish orangish color. I didn't say anything.
Cider / beer. It was fine. Would not get it again. If you like cider, go ahead. It's cheaper than the other drinks. And I will say it got me quite tipsy. It was a large cup of cider plus a shot of whiskey.
Yeah.
Which is, and I'm not a lightweight, but I also hadn't eaten food yet, and all I ate was grapes and candy, which is all sugar, which just makes it way easier to get drunk as far as I know. So the food helped, but I was like, woo!
Yeah.
It was flying, Rain.
You were flying for like an hour.
Yeah. And a lot of fun. And I'm not the value of a drink is how much alcohol / drunkenness you get out of it. But if that is what you're looking for, I'd say it was a better value than all the other ones because there was no soda. It was cider and whiskey.
Is that what it was for me that I didn't like it?
What?
There was no soda in it. The other ones do. I mean, that's why
there
I was
no
like,
flavoring.
There was
okay. I think you would like a hard apple or pineapple cider on its own.
Maybe.
Ciders are not. You didn't like the raspberry thing because it was seltzer.
Okay.
It's hard seltzer. Hard seltzer has no sweetness.
Yeah.
Ciders that aren't too sweet, it tastes like a Martinelli's that's a little bitter.
Okay.
But this had the whiskey and peanut butter, which is odd. It wasn't bad. It was fine.
It was odd, yeah.
Yeah. So then, throughout the night, we met some characters.
I think we got to all of them.
Except one.
Yeah.
So, first up.
But we at least saw, I think we walked past a couple we didn't stop to see, but we saw most of them.
So you can line up before the party begins, which we did for Agatha, who was in the Sanctum, the Los Angeles Sanctum of Anaheim.
Yes.
And we caught the whole routine.
Yeah, with her walking in, because she walked in like a couple of minutes after 6.
And she had like a whole routine.
Yeah.
Almost like a stand-up routine, but
And we were up against the rope, so we were standing next to
her platform.
Yeah.
So that was in the Sanctum. They have the cool background, the static
TV.
from WandaVision.
And the music's playing, and then they play her theme every once in a while.
Well, so they play her main theme before she comes out. The whole time they were playing a rearranged version of her theme. I tried to tell you, but you guys were kind of walking. But you could hear it in the background, like a little like dum, 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 dum. Slower,
like very
too.
very monstery, yeah.
Yeah. So a couple highlights from me.
Yes.
So she called out people dressed as Wanda and said they're...
Is that what she was pointing to?
Yeah, she was saying, like, why would you dress as the second most powerful witch?
I didn't know who she was referring to. I didn't see people I saw Wanda people, but I didn't know she was pointing to them. Okay,
and
that's
then
funny.
there were other people dressed as witches, like Evil Queen and stuff like that, which, I mean, good on her for... It's like, you see Evil Queen and you think Evil Queen, but she, in her like little routine and whatever, is like, the Evil Queen's a witch.
She's like chanting a spell,
Well, she's a witch, so it's like... So she called out the other witches and said, are you worthy of your powers?
Yeah.
Because if you're not, I take them. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
And she had the
Her
dark,
fingers were black.
the dark fingers, the costume, and then she said like she liked the 80s and she kept the hair. And what's funny is like before she said, because she had huge hair.
Yeah, she did.
And Kevin said that wig makes her look like she has huge hair, and she called it out. So it's like on purpose, or like there's an explanation.
I don't know if you caught it. A woman was standing in the front next to us in the Agatha 80s, and she's like, "Have you been there the whole time?" Because she like totally missed her for the first few minutes, and I'm like, "Oh, I loved it."
Yeah, and she said that was the one thing she liked that Wanda did to them, like the 80s.
The 80s, yeah, it was great.
And so, what happened when you talked to Agatha?
I just asked where Sparky was, and then she kind of like looked at me and checked me, and she's like, "Do you know, or do you want me to just say that?" Like to say. So
like
I I had to use my improv skills for a second, and I was like, "Oh, I thought it was sarcasm." I'm like, haha. And then she's like, "You're not at quite the right angle, but if you come over here, you'll find him here."
And then
I did it, and people were laughing, and
she
I
said,
was like,
"This is a treat for everyone on the other side."
Yeah.
And so I thought the treat is there's nothing there, and she's messing with you.
I was like, they did not bring up like a dead Muppet looking thing.
No, yeah. For me, it was like,
yeah.
oh, there's nothing there, and people are laughing because she's messing with you.
Yeah.
But we walked around, and there's Sparky's grave.
Yeah.
It says here lies Sparky.
And this was, I mean, talking about this really quick. This was one of the few we got to stand and talk to her, and it felt like almost like a show. I'm curious though if the rest of the night it was more like a walkthrough, because the other ones felt more like a walk. You couldn't stop and stare. You take a quick picture and keep going.
So the thing with this one,
but this one was like it was like a show almost, and then you walk out when you're ready.
There was a large section in front of her.
Yeah.
Because the walkthrough was behind the there. I don't know if there are ropes or not.
Yeah.
But there was a path to walk behind because this isn't in a walkway; it's in the sanctum.
Yeah.
She even said, "Welcome to the sanctum," which was cool.
Yeah.
And so there was enough room where you're not blocking the flow of traffic in Avengers Campus, because outside of there is the little dodecahedron or whatever the heck it is, and the photo op that no one goes to anymore, the sinking floor.
Yeah. So
that's all blocked off because it is a treat trail. Yeah. So she's part of a treat trail. You get candy and all that.
You get candy, before and after meeting her.
So she was awesome.
She was really cool, and I'm kind of glad we did a big hot ticket one first. Because it was like 5:40. Other crowds were still mixed in. And I'm like, let's just sit and wait for something. And so as soon as it's ready, and I think we waited we
waited because the party wasn't open.
Yeah. And then as soon as the party started, we were like in that first group that got in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
candy
think she was definitely one of the highlights.
Mm-hmm. And it was a good, and there were some characters I was like, should we see them at night or whatever? It wasn't completely dark for her, but I'm kind of glad we saw her first. Like,
we could see her.
We could see her. We could see like the effects were still working. Like, it was darker, but it wasn't like dark yet,
Yeah. And then we saw, these aren't in any particular order.
Yeah, we're just skipping around.
We saw Maleficent by Soren.
Yes, that was Maleficent.
She was kind of in the back. It was also a treat trail.
And I think we caught her as she was walking back up, because when we got on the line, I didn't see her. And then I saw her like, I'm like, hello, everyone. And I was like, oh, she just walked back on stage. Yeah.
I liked her.
Me too.
I don't know why. She had some like charisma to her or something.
I did like her, yeah.
And
she was cool.
You asked her if she likes dragons.
I asked her what her favorite animal was.
Oh.
And she said dragons.
And someone asked her something about dragons. She said, I am one.
Yeah.
And she's like, no room to spread my wings though. And then you walked away, and then I heard her say, maybe in the parade though.
Oh, she was saying there's no room to spread them there. Yeah.
And then she's like, maybe in the parade though. And I thought that was hilarious, because it was like a little bit fourth wall breaking, but also you could imagine the villains would have a parade. So it's like, it was close enough. It was good though. Yes. Probably should have invited her to a party, like the.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, she was at a party. That was her party. Yeah. So yeah.
I guess. So she was really cool. We saw the Evil Queen in Grizzly Peak Recreation area, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes. Yeah. And you joined the line where the ride was. Yeah. So like you say, if you're doing the ride, go this way. The Grizzly.
Just past the lightning lane sign that we saw.
A lightning lane sign.
At least it's themed.
Yeah, it was themed. It wasn't like a sticker like they do in Walt Disney World.
Although it's also said Fast Pass entrance next to it, so they're not done yet.
They're not done yet. Yeah. So it was that was the line you entered, and then you went back back way. And then she had all her apples, her like 2 crates of apples. I think
3.
she said 3. Okay.
Yeah. And she had her cauldron and she was cool.
And Kevin offered her the sliced apples and she's like, I already have like 3 other. Yeah.
So
they were all very interactive and like I don't shy away from talking to characters, so I had a great time. I thought it was fun.
I do not talk to characters.
He doesn't.
It's just weird to me. No, it's not weird that
no,
that
but I'm
people
saying
do
though,
it.
like me,
no, you're
because people.
I step away and I let you do
Some
it.
people are just staring and gawking at them, and they're just kind of going on little spiels. I'm like, hey, like let's mix it up for them. Let's say something, and maybe like people will add in their like the whole dragon comment, like someone else added their input or whatever,
Yeah. So she was cool. I don't like the Evil Queen costume that much.
No,
I think because the design is so simplistic, because it's like the first animated film, it doesn't translate too well. I think like it doesn't look. I don't know, but it's not as imposing, I guess, as Maleficent. So I don't know if this was your highlight.
This was right after Paradise Pier.
Okay,
that
so
character. Yeah.
Zombie Cap.
I was so excited to see.
We waited for Zombie Cap.
We went around 3 times. The first was before the party started. I think Kevin went to go ask.
Yeah,
because he had no shame. He went to go ask.
Yeah.
And they are in character. The cast members are in character.
The cast members are in character. So there's lots of waiting.
Yes.
There's a lot of there's this odd, creepy music and sounds.
You hear like this, like you almost hear like
the hive,
like
the hive,
and
the hive from Destiny. Their sounds. I'll show you later.
Okay.
It's
it just sounds like you hear like lab like equipment, and you hear like you hear like this weird creepy noise. And the cast members, like, so the first time we walked by, the party hadn't even started yet. Second time, it was just the Avengers theme playing. There was no zombie music yet. The third time we went over there, we heard the music, and there was 3 cast members with their little mics on.
Yeah, and they were like putting in the work. They're like, there's a rift in the multiverse.
Like, yeah, no worries, guys. Like, just keep walking and whatever. And they're like, if you want to stay, like, go against that.
No, that was when he came.
Oh, okay.
So, Cap shows up at the top. And then you pointed out to the cast members, and they're like, oh, he's here.
And he starts on like the sanctum side.
Yeah.
So we didn't see him till he walked towards, we were in front of Pim's. That's when we saw him. Yeah.
And then he disappears inside the building. So he's coming downstairs, and that's when a cast member kind of breaks character and is like, oh, line up to meet him.
Yeah.
And so they're like, line up against HQ.
Everyone waiting kind of just starts to like run to like the
line. They said, line up at HQ, stay against the building, get your phones ready. They said that. Just have your phones ready.
Yeah.
But they also were like, have your phones ready because he's going to get hungry, like all that kind of stuff. So they were like halfway in, halfway out. I saw there was a scared child who met him.
Oh.
And a cast member said, don't worry, he got bitten, but we're going to fix him up.
Yeah.
Because it was
while we were in line, there was a woman behind us with like a double stroller.
Yeah.
And she said, if your kids like don't like do
that
not
little
wait,
girl was like on the verge of tears.
She was, and the parents were like trying to talk her into like, it'll be okay. But I'm like, I listen to the cast members for this. Like personally, like I don't know, or like have one parent stay and then switch off. But no, we really wanted to meet him, and there was no times for him. He wasn't always there. He would appear. So I don't know if it was just like breaks, or they just didn't want to. Maybe they didn't want a line there, maybe because it's like almost like a show and then a line. Like watching him as part of the show.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't let you go. Like the cast members were standing in front of HQ and they would not let you go behind them. And then when he was ready to line up, then we'd run over there.
Yeah, and he's the next to the A in the corner.
Yeah, like where all the other ones are.
But speaking of show, you were recording and he swung that shield at you.
I was terrified. So yeah, he was, growling, gargling. Yeah. So I had my phone out and I was walking towards him because you were next, and he just was whoosh, and I was like, and I screamed. I had the video.
That was like intense. Like not even like, oh, he was messing around. He almost hit your phone.
I know.
Which was pretty cool though.
Yeah, he was really cool.
I wouldn't have been mad if he hit it.
No, me neither. That was epic. And like he looks terrifying up close. Like his makeup, I was like, oh my God.
I saw a high quality picture of it too.
Yeah.
Like,
our phones can only do so much.
Not even that. Like if you know what you're doing, your camera could pick up more than your eyes.
Yeah.
Like I saw that, and it was like really elaborate, like the teeth and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And what was hilarious for me, he poses for pictures, and he poses like a dumb zombie, like on purpose.
Yeah, confused. Yeah.
Because what was funny is like when there was a kid, he would stick his head out.
Yeah.
And give this toothy smile.
Yeah.
Over the chain, which was like not being scary. It was like really funny.
Yeah.
And I thought he was a really cool addition. I haven't watched What If, but it is a What If thing.
Yeah, he made his first appearance last week unannounced, And I think, and most people that I heard mentioning, oh, like Zombie Cap, someone's like, oh, I saw this online. Like, I think that's what this is. Like, I heard someone say that. And it was one of those, like, it wasn't announced anywhere. There's nowhere on the thing. And it's like, you had to just be walking by. And we tried 3 different times. And America and Kevin were the most like, we need to see this guy. And I'm like, no, me too. Like, I want to see him too. So, and as soon as we heard the music playing, I'm like, we're already here. Let's just, and we had met all the other characters at that point. I'm like, this is what I need to see this. So I think around 10 we met him.
Yeah, definitely.
Like an hour before.
Like a cool, like Avengers campus rotating character.
Yeah. Because then later on that night we saw Thor standing in that same spot.
Yeah.
So it's just like another rotating character.
Yeah. And I'm sure people wanted to meet Thor too. You know, it's like, they're just kids, all that. But I do like they're still kind of committing to Avengers campus. I know things are still weird now. I wonder if it is too busy now to do the little shows.
Are they not doing shows anymore?
I don't know, because we're not there during the day, I guess. So I think
Spider-Man's still on the entertainment block. I see his schedule, but I haven't seen the rest. And then I think the Sanctum still, I never did the Sanctum. We never did it.
Didn't do that.
It's another on our list.
But we met Oogie Boogie.
Inside the animation.
I'm like, whatever about that one.
There's someone in there, right?
Yeah.
But he has like, it's like, he's not talking. It's like, there's like another person talking, or like, it's like the speaker is just going on.
Yeah. And
you could also draw. We didn't stop in there, but I saw like a list of animation. Yeah, you could draw if you wanted to.
The visuals are cool on the projections, the dice. Okay, what was hilarious is the Cowboys, which are traumatizing to me because of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Oh, you pointed it out, yeah.
Maybe Kingdom Hearts 2. They like come down and shoot you, but they're just holding like trick-or-treat buckets, which I think it's a double whammy if it's funny because it's Halloween and they don't want, guns.
Yeah, they don't want
good visuals. I mean, he's cool. But he does look like the Nightmare Before Christmas version with the weird mouth and everything. Like the big lips.
Yeah.
Which I don't know about
that. But again,
he's
very big and he's on a platform. So you're going to see him. Like he's not hard to miss,
And he's lit in a way where he looks like the green from the movie.
It's like neon green, yeah.
And in the
almost
movie,
like
it's like dark.
Like that,
yeah. So then we saw Dr. Facilier.
It was next to that little weird, between Carthay and Avengers Campus. There's like that little weird section.
Yeah. What he made a few good comments, right? I think he said, you asked him about food, right?
I have a question for you. What's your favorite food? And he says, I said, I can make you something. Cause I had my rolling pin and I was like, okay, let me talk to this character. And he's like, I don't make food that's prepared by somebody else.
Or he said here.
Here. And then he was kind of eyeing my bag. So I was like, oh, I'll play along. I'm like, oh, like I shouldn't eat this. He's like, well, it's all expired. And but the face he made was like, he didn't crack. He was just like, ugh. And I was like, and then America that night was like, is it just me or is this candy like really hard? I'm like, oh my God, was he telling the truth?
No,
I was like, it was like funny, like being dumb.
All of it was perfect except the Skittles. The sour Skittles are hard.
I don't really like Skittles. I didn't even try them out.
Sour Skittles are like amazing.
I just haven't had them in a while.
I have a bunch for Kev because he was like, I need them, and they need more citric acid.
Real quick though, you didn't list Mad Hatter. Yeah, I was gonna say before you did the other two,
because they're very similar.
Yeah,
Mad Hatter was really good,
and he was in front of the Hyperion. So America and I debated meeting him while we were waiting for you guys. And she's like, no, I think Kevin wants to meet him, and and I was fine. So we ended up going back towards the Hyperion after we ate. So
his personality is really good. His improv's very good, but
even the makeup was very ghastly, very like ghostly.
And I think. What I like about him, in the Tim Burton movie, he was a little too deranged. This was like he's mad. Yeah. So he's not standoffish. He was standoffish in the Tim Burton movie, but that's because of Alice and stuff.
Yeah,
he felt betrayed or whatever. I don't know, but
I think he's probably the most friendliest villain. I would say.
Yeah, he's very friendly, very engaging.
He's not really a villain though. That's the thing. Like he's not a villain.
He's a dark character.
Yeah, so he's not out to there's no motive for him to get somebody.
Yeah, but he's self-serving, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. In the version of himself that he is. Okay. So he's very very engaging with people. Had conversations with people, which I really like.
He talked to everybody. Like a woman in front of us, he was mentioning, what was he mentioning about her?
He was gonna make her a hat,
like a hat, and then he asked what kind of hat, what color, just
pink
going
with sparkles, and he's like, how many flamingos do you think that would take?
Yeah.
So he got a little dark too, and he was really good.
He felt bad for the chicken though.
Oh yeah, and he pointed out that you're trying to get back the chicken so you can cook them. And I thought, oh, I'm the pirate saving the chicken.
Yeah, because he's like, why are you chasing him? I'm like, he stole my chicken. He's like, were you cooking the chicken?
Yeah.
And then I was like, He's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about that. Like he just like went along
Yeah, he
with
took
it.
the time.
And there was no line for him.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's
walk
part
right
of
in.
it too. But he really took the time and talked to everyone. No one, cast members were not pushy or anything either.
The only time I saw them a little bit like keep moving was like during Sid and stuff. But I think for that one, or I guess we'll talk about it right now, is like as we got out the line, he was gone.
Yeah.
So we got very lucky with characters, like because even during when you guys were on the ride, we saw the Mad Hatter leave and come back.
Yeah.
So and they don't close the treat trails; they'll keep the treat trails open for
Yeah,
you
and
to
you
grab
could just
candy,
go back as many times as
and
you
then just
want,
go back
so.
again. But yeah, I guess now Sid. I guess
So,
we'll talk about
well,
Sid now.
before that, we didn't catch Cruella
Oh no!
because, so both times we went there, Kevin did point out, hey, the parade's going on. She's not going to be there because she's in the parade.
Is she in the parade? I didn't see her
There's a version of her in the
Okay.
parade. Disney's whole thing, you can't see a character.
in 2 spots.
Yeah, even though Mickey is out in both parks at the same time, you can't see them. They could be in 2 spots of the park, but the eye line can't.
Yeah,
There's
because
a
this
sight
one
line
it
or
was like
whatever.
she was right.
You could see the
at
parade go
Hollywood,
by.
and you see the parade going by
Yeah.
behind her. Yeah,
But I did
we
like
saw
her
her walk her twice out.
Yeah,
I saw
but
her leaving the stage,
But I did like her setup. The British rock was really cool.
and it had the music was like the rock music. It had
What
all her clothing.
What
out.
do they call British rock? There's like a term.
I know. I can't think of it though.
Hold on. Let's look it up.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. British rock. There's like the term. I gotta come on. British invasion? Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Maybe.
Yeah.
If you're British and watching this, please let us know.
I don't know if there are any. I gotta check. But that was cool. Her little graffiti stuff. It's neither here nor there. But all the outfits were there.
And I think I saw like videos of her. She's like walks back and forth with her cane, like swinging it around. I don't know if you can maybe you can talk to her. I don't know. But it's one of those keep it moving. I think it was like a stage. Sorry, like that. Okay.
Yeah. So
we never saw her, but the setup was cool. We walked through it anyways, and I liked her. The costume we saw when she was walking off looked really cool.
yeah, she was cool. Or her area was cool.
Mhm.
Wish we saw her, but I haven't seen the movie. I'm not big on Cruella anyway.
Yeah, and then we also rode Monsters Inc. thinking like, okay, we'll ride this ride. If we come out, she might be there, and she was still not there.
Yeah.
So okay, we tried.
But at least we rode Monsters Inc. It's
Yeah.
one we haven't done yet.
Well, Guardians, you hadn't done Guardians yet, and I hadn't done Monsters Inc.
Yeah.
yet since the reopening, and now we've done every ride except for the Ferris wheel, which I will not do. We've done everything else.
Tisk.
Tisk.
You sure that's everything?
Every ride, we've done every ride,
Every ride that's open.
Yeah.
We still haven't done Finding Nemo's Dutch Oven Adventure.
but that's on open.
Yeah, I know. Isn't there another one in Disneyland?
You did Splash.
Oh.
We've done Rise. I'm trying to think of the ones we don't do that often. We did all of them,
Oh, you know what we didn't mention? We did Astro Orbiter.
and we almost died on that ride.
So,
We
anyways,
should have gotten 2 different rockets.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
or I should have sat down first.
Yeah.
I don't know, but you don't have enough time to decide.
Yeah.
Once
And
you're in there,
the
they're
cast
like-
members didn't seem to mind. They're like, oh, you guys are fine.
Well, because you are fine. It's just uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
So, highlight of my night:
Me too.
Sid
I loved Sid.
stole
Sid was the
the
best
show,
part of the show.
and it was like, it's a crossed out sideshow, like Sid show.
And it's in front of it's next to Toy Story,
Pixar
next
Promenade.
to next to Bing Bongs. So I thought the line was really long. It was long looking, but I mixed it up with the Toy Story. And America said like, we walked the entire time, so we never
Yeah.
stopped. Which I think this one was one of those keep it moving lines.
Yeah.
Like just keep going.
It isn't a walkway, but you asked him, or you told him his Pop Tarts are ready.
I did.
I loved his
the
response.
iconic Sid, your Pop Tarts are
He's
ready.
like, I ate those like 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
He was just like,
No, I have the
prepared for
video
that.
and I said, like, you can have more. He does like this really creepy smile, like this, like, you
Yeah.
can have more. And then America asked him, where's my Sally doll?
yeah,
And he's like, I can't tell a lie. And just this really maniacal laugh.
yeah.
And then, like, as I walked away, I said, I love you. And he's like, ew, cooties. So
Yeah.
it was quick, but I have my questions ready. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to talk to
And
this kid.
while we were in line, I heard him he was like calling people out. Like kids would say stuff to him, and he was like, "Well, you need a babysitter.
Yeah.
You're with your mom."
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't. I'm 11."
Yeah.
Which
I
is like
loved it.
also funny because he's supposed to be 11.
And even though he's clearly a teen, I bought it. I didn't buy kid, but I bought teen, like just obnoxious
He
kid
looked
brother.
14 years old.
Yeah.
Like not whatever he was, But yeah, he was really good. Real funny.
And he had a magnifying glass in his hand.
Yeah, and he was like, he'd go mess with the dolls and stuff, and like, yeah, Definitely highlight.
I think he was the best. And that's funny. That was the quickest one. You had to walk through it. You can walk through slowly. I had my phone ready, but you couldn't like stop and like take a picture with him or anything like that.
I have to say, maybe not like the older characters like Evil Queen and stuff, just because they're so fantastical. But these newer characters were very believable to me.
Yeah.
They really like, it's hard. Part of the reason I don't talk to characters is I'm not a shy person, as anyone could tell. I'm on camera every week, and I meet people now. But it's that I can't. My imagination is really good, but I can't suspend disbelief very easily. And it was a little easier to suspend disbelief with the, it's like I don't really get anything out of
with like Sid and Agatha. Would you say?
Yeah,
like they were more believable.
Agatha was super believable. I forgot about what's her face.
I think with Agatha, like, okay, like let's compare Agatha and the Evil Queen. Evil Queen was a cartoon.
Yeah.
And it's from the 50s. Agatha it's newer. It's Marvel.
Yeah.
And she's a witch, but like she's a believable because we saw her like as, you know, no, like the show, she plays a real person.
The thing about Agatha.
You know what I mean? So it's like she felt like a real person.
The reason I would just say Agatha or Sid like beat out Agatha a little bit is because Agatha was like in her own character is putting on a show. She's like, oh, these people are here to see me, you know? And Sid's just like being a punk.
He's being a punk kid.
Yeah. And he can be a little more rude. Agatha can be snarky, but she's still like...
She's snarky, yeah.
She's not
Sid is
rude.
a kid with no filter. I mean, to a point. So he's like, yeah, like, oh, like, go home to your mommy. Like, to like the little kids,
like,
you know? Yeah.
While I was walking, I'm like, man, Sid is so rude. Like, I can imagine this dude accidentally dropping an F-bomb.
Oh, like, man, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah, but yeah, Agatha was very believable. Just like her vibe is different. Yeah, but I'm sure Cruella would have been good too. I just don't even know what to compare it to.
No, I don't. She's just very punk rocky and kind of like not sarcastic, but she's like kind of self-centered. So I feel like she would have talked about herself and like, oh, look at my creations, or in a British accent though.
Dr. Facilier was really good too, though.
I think he was probably I think him and Mad Hatter were my favorite that weren't these newer ones.
I gotta say that the gentleman they always get to play him, very smooth skin.
Yeah.
Every time.
I know. It was beautiful.
Because I've seen the other one. There's one people really like. They talk to him in Disneyland a lot. But this was a different one than that. But he was very, you know, he had the attitude. They all have the attitude down.
Yeah.
You know what? The attitude is different, but it works. Because it's what's his face? Keith David, right?
I'm not sure exactly sure who it is, but you might be right.
Let's see. Dr. Facilier. Let's see. Yeah, it is Keith David. So Keith David is like more imposing and creepy, but he's such a like I don't care about you character that the current attitude in the parks works. So really liked him. The cartoony characters very good. Maleficent was good, I think, because Evil Queen's just an old character and she's not a complex character. Maleficent we only see as complex because we think about it often. Like, why she's evil for the sake of being evil. She's mad she didn't get invited to a party. All this kind of stuff. Forget the new movies. I'm not counting any of that. And thankfully, it's not that costume. I think people would be mad.
No, yeah. Actually, I saw people dressed as Maleficent. Like, I saw a new and old version of her walking around. So yeah, and we saw some really cool costumes.
Yeah,
but I'm trying to think like location wise. I didn't love Maleficent's spot.
She would have worked.
It's a very bright area.
Yeah, but
I think like Evil Queen had like one of the best because it was dark and it matched like the ambiance of it's dark around.
Because Maleficent would fit in the forest, but the forest is Villain's Grove and the queue for Villain's Grove. There's no room.
There's just some spots that felt awkward. Like it was convenient. They were all convenient, but like Dr. Facilier, it was very bright where he was. But like Mad Hatter, it was really dark where he was.
They used to have Facilier in Oogie Boogie's area too.
Oh,
now it's split. Which is probably better. It gives you more.
And then they needed spots like for Cruella. Like her spot makes sense. It was bright and like very loud.
It's a stage.
But that matches Cruella. And then even the sideshow, the Sid show, like he's a kid, so it kind of made sense.
And he's Pixar.
He's Pixar. Yeah.
He's on Pixar Pier. So yeah, nothing like Mad Hatter even worked over there for some reason. I was saying
because it was dark. It like matched for some reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I didn't have like the Mad Tea Party stuff still.
Yeah. Only thing we didn't do was Trick and Treat, Mickey and Friends.
Which
Trick and Treat.
we looked at the map right now. We're like, hey, we missed this thing, but that was for kids.
It's like the Fab Five or all hanging out or whatever. It's Fab Five or Fab Four.
Fab Five.
Yeah, because Pluto.
Yeah, and then we saw Mickey and Minnie as we just happened to walk in that area and we saw them. We're like, oh hey, they're here.
Yeah, and it said something about duos, so it was like maybe just characters that are like hang out together. Because you met Cinderella. Took a great picture with her.
Random, yeah. I was walking. It was so they actually had where Carthay Circle like that. They had a bunch of characters. There was no time for them. It was just like, hey, there's people here just if you want to meet people. So we saw Cruella.
Cinderella. Yeah.
Cinderella. Sorry, not Cruella. Saw Cinderella. I saw online like Hades and Meg come out.
Hades' costume is not.
The evil stepsisters come out. Like I think like a bunch of them come out, but we just saw Cinderella randomly.
I think Hades should be a dude with a prosthetic chin.
Yeah, I don't like the costume because he wears the
because he's
for
he's
them
hunched.
Megara talks on behalf of the two of them.
Yeah,
because she's a face character.
Hades has the weird hunch and everything. It's just like get some dude.
And then I
Probably
saw
better.
Goofy and both Dale and Chip. I saw them walking when we saw Dr. Facilier across from there. There was a little.
Oh, the little happy Halloween.
I saw the three of them circle out. Mickey, Minnie, we met on Paradise Park. Is where we met them in front of World.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
we met
forgot.
them.
Yeah, we did a photo passes included. The ride pick never showed up.
Yeah.
I don't know if it just. I don't know. I don't care. But the photo passing showed up in like a few minutes.
We went like at 10:45. Like it was like right before closing. We saw
and
that.
so we saw Mickey and Minnie in new costumes for this year.
Yeah, the purple with
Very
the bats.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
The cast members are very nice.
Yeah,
And
the little girl in front of us is adorable. She's like, I'm gonna wave like this and blow a
Did
kiss.
you see her
like that.
posing?
No, I didn't see her posing.
Her dad was taking a picture and she was like doing all the poses. I was like, geez, she's got it down.
She knows. She's like, I'm not messing around. I got my picture. We're gonna do it.
Yeah, not scared or anything. But that was a cute little photo op. And
who did we see next to the end of the Evil Queen? It was King John. Is that his name?
Oh, it's there was King John and no. It's
Robin Hood. What's his name?
No, it's Robin Hood and Little John. It's
Yes.
King it's not Philip.
No.
King? Yeah, I know.
I know there's Sir Hiss, but we didn't see Sir Hiss.
Robin Hood.
We saw him and another character. We didn't wait in line for them, but they were
is
there.
it King Richard?
King Richard.
Yeah.
And who's the guy that was next to him? There was another villain next to him.
Was it also Robin Hood characters?
I don't know. Was he?
It was I think
Was
the
it a
soldiers
bear?
from Robin Hood.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just standing there. We didn't wait for them, but they were there.
Kevin didn't get his revenge.
Kevin didn't get his revenge. I think that was all the characters that were there.
There might have.
People cycled through for the cart. They weren't going to see them all.
Yeah.
You had to be standing there to see them all. But I'm glad we saw Mickey and Minnie because I did not expect. We weren't looking for them. We were just like, hey,
we
like
just
we have
saw
a
them.
half
'Cause we
hour
didn't
left.
walk
We're
that
walking
way.
around. Yeah,
We walked to Pixar Pier. I don't think we did the.
we went to Sid and then we went straight to Villains Grove. So we didn't walk. We didn't look that way.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were kind of like sticking to this side.
Yeah. So, yeah,
And we did a couple rides because we had the time to do it. Like
Yeah.
we didn't. Like I said, I'm not here for rides. You got to do Guardians because Halloween.
and it was there.
And it was there. Kevin in America, they hadn't done Web Slinger. And this was after we met Zombie Cap. So we were set. We're like, let's just do this. And then we did Monsters Inc. to kill time because of Cruella.
Yeah, and you'd been wanting to do it forever. Because last time we tried at the Hengen meetup, that wasn't a meetup, closed while we were in line. Oh, we didn't mention though, Kevin was dressed up as a very good Hipster Mickey.
He was Hipster Mickey. I was just about to say that.
Yeah,
He had the vest, the shirt, the beanie.
He had a scarf.
The scarf. And
he
the
had
Beats
the beanie
headphones.
with the ears and Beats. Yeah, and he had a Starbucks cup with him. America did a Hipster Mini
Did
too.
a Hipster Mini. And together it looked really good.
You took great pictures of them. They had the graffiti wall.
Yeah, we picked the graffiti wall at where Spider-Man is.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, that's the most hipster looking thing
texting,
here. Yeah.
showing. Yeah, it was.
They posted it. It looked really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
Their costume. And then he got recognized a few times.
Yeah.
People were like, oh my God, you're Hipster Mickey.
Yeah, no, my favorite was the cast member was like, "Are you Hipster Mickey?"
She stopped and stared at him. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And the end of the
really
night.
good. It was a committed one, which I liked. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got a lot of candy. By the end of the night, they were just shoveling it in there. And it was
Yeah, they literally, they put it in your apron pocket. You had 2 full bags.
2 full bags.
They were
my
pushing
apron,
it down.
And then you had your backpack open and they were just dumping it in there.
Insert Ross gif here.
They're like, we got to get rid of this, guys. Got to get rid of it. So,
And then they threw it in my backpack. Yeah, so we had tons of candy.
Yeah, that was our last treat trail. There was no character, but it was at Cars Land.
Yeah,
That's the last
the
trick.
racers kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh, also cars were dressed up. I saw that orange car that was like a pirate or something.
Yeah, there were a couple extra cars that aren't there during the thing. And we were going to ride racers. didn't want to wait 35 minutes at the end
It
of
was
the night.
long. For me, 35 is still long. So I'm like, I'm not waiting for that.
I think if we had just gotten there and it wasn't the party, we saw 35, we'd probably wait. If
yeah,
there's no single
for
rider.
the
But this
party,
was
I
like, we're
like-
dead.
And there was no single rider.
We're
so,
dead.
and my shoes are not comfortable. I was after that while I was over it. So
Yeah. So, overall thoughts. How did you feel? Both of our first Oogie Boogie Bash.
yeah, this was my first
Not
one
even
ever.
just together, just in general.
Yeah, it was definitely worth it. I would definitely do it again. I'm really happy we picked the time we did, because I heard some like horror stories back in September. People were
Yeah.
saying they waited 2 hours for things. It was hotter. I think now I think about it, Villains Grove was probably a longer wait. They don't start that show till the sun's down. If the sun was setting at like 7 back in September, people weren't in that line till
Good
like
point.
7:38. So okay, because I think they said people were lined up already by 6. I think we got in there at 7, an hour after opening.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my guess. I have no proof of that, but people were saying that they had to wait till the sun went down and they were just waiting there. Yeah, I think for me, I would have been really disappointed if we didn't get to see Zombie Cap, because
Yeah.
he was like right below Sid for me, but I think it was the height, and like you don't see those characters. And I know people are worried, like, I don't want zombies in the park get go, but the cast members were very good about, hey guys, if you have kids that don't want to see this, look away. It was easy to walk past him, and he didn't go past the rope. So like he was not going to wander and scare
Yeah.
people. You
Also, like, you're not going to Avengers Campus. I know you're not.
know?
You know? And
Avengers Campus was pretty much, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't too busy over there.
Oogie Boogie Bash is a more scary Halloween party.
Mhm.
It's not meant to be scary, but it's more that vibe. Actually,
It's spooky. It's scarier than Mickey's was,
yeah.
but it's not like scary. It's just like, okay, a little creepier music.
I think I like it more than Mickey's Halloween Party.
Me
The
too.
only thing I like more about Mickey's Halloween Party is, one, you can ride all the Disneyland rides,
Mm-hmm.
but there were less experiences. There was no Villains Grove type thing, right?
No, there wasn't.
So you have more time to ride rides, and you have the fireworks show over there.
That's the only thing that like,
There was no World of Color here. There wasn't.
and you can hear the fireworks. We were
Yeah.
like, during like, we can hear it like going off.
Would be nice if there was like the Villains World of Color that they were going to do for Villains Night,
Mhm.
which got canceled.
Yeah.
And then I
yeah.
wonder if they haven't rescheduled. Well, they haven't rescheduled any of the parties. I still have that Star Wars Night ticket,
Right.
but they haven't rescheduled Villains Night. There's no World of Color. And then only thing missing, or like that's better about Mickey's for sure, is Cadaver Dance.
Yes.
They sing the same songs that the Dapper Dans are singing, but they're dressed up, they're on the raft, all that kind of stuff. And yeah. And one thing we forgot to mention, we rode web slingers.
Yeah. Because Kevin and America's first time.
25-minute standby wait.
Mhm.
I don't know if it was 25 minutes, but however long we waited was exactly the amount of time I would want to wait for that ride.
Yeah.
It was just like hey, we're doing it.
And we were like the best that hour, right?
Yeah,
Is that
we
what
were
it said?
best in the
Yeah.
hour,
Mhm.
and we got like 916,000 or something.
Mhm.
It was fun, very tiring. It's very, you know me, I don't like whine about masks. It's very tiring when you have the mask on and you're shooting your arms around.
And you have a 3D glasses.
and you're just trying to breathe. And then like
Yeah.
the mask I had wasn't very breathable,
yeah.
which I mean, maybe it shouldn't be, you know, but like very tiring, but very fun.
Trying to think, when did we pull out our mask the most? 'Cause I'm like, we pulled it out for that ride in Oogie Boogie, because most of the street trails are outside.
And I was on Mission Breakout.
Oh yeah,
and
but
Monsters
I'm
Inc.
saying
But
though
yeah.
that
Everything's outside.
everything's
though.
outside.
Yeah.
So I today, as it rained, I was telling Kirk, I'm like, thank God it didn't rain yesterday, because I'm curious if some villains would have to be postponed or not even come out. Like I'm thinking about like Zombie Cap, because he's like all makeup and prosthetics. I'm like, imagine if it was raining on him. Like I don't think he'd come out. Like
I still think he could come out of that door and not do the show, but who knows?
he wouldn't come below, which is like
No,
part.
below is covered.
Oh, mix. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't do the whole.
We saw Loki. I mean, normal Loki.
Yeah.
We saw, but like costume wise, what was your favorite costume you saw walking around? We
uh,
saw a lot of Loki
the-
variants.
there was-
Tons of Loki variants.
there was like a family of like 15 in every Rapunzel character you could possibly think of.
Oh my god! Yeah, we had a Rapunzel. We had a tower. The stroller was a tower.
Yeah.
We
Mother Gothel?
had Mother Gothel. We had one of the henchmen with one eye.
Someone was we saw him
Someone
later.
with the lantern.
The what's his name?
The Cupid.
No, yes, but the little frog, not frog.
Oh, Pascal. We saw a Pascal.
Yeah,
yeah.
everything.
We saw that.
You know, a couple baby Rapunzels.
We saw a lot of baby Rapunzels. I saw Ferris Bueller a couple times, and the one
Yeah.
time I was like Bueller, and he like started laughing at me. I like the people behind us at the Villains Grove line. There was an Ant-Man, a Peggy Carter.
Okay. Kevin kept asking,
Yeah.
how did that Ant-Man get his whole freaking helmet in.
Yeah.
And I swear the cast members are probably like, this is too good. Let him in.
Yeah, let him in. Yeah. And he took it off and on because I'm sure it's hard to breathe in that
Yeah.
thing. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe
It didn't flip up. I'm sure.
maybe during security, he had it off and just put it on a few times. And then we saw Hercules and Megara. That looked really good, I thought.
There was, the Emperor's New Groove crew.
Yes, there was. So it was the guy in the lab suit, Kronk, Yzma, and I think that was it.
There was Cusco.
And Cusco. And then
Little
my favorite,
skirt.
I think my favorite that I was looking at pictures was when we were in line for Agatha, we saw a Raya, a really good Raya,
Really good Raya.
a really good Thanos.
Oh, yeah.
It was
yeah.
so good. It was
Thanos-
a Thanos, and then it was Doctor Strange. And when I said I can take a picture of you guys, he pulled out this like clear thing, so it looked like he was like the shield, like Doctor Strange shield.
Oh, that's
He pulled
cool.
it out.
Wow.
I'll show it to you. And then we saw the Shang-Chi couple. Remember he had the 10 rings on him,
Oh,
then his wife had the green. I don't know what that's called, but what the wife was wearing in the movie. It was Shang-Chi's parents,
Oh,
and she
okay.
wears like that green. I don't know if it's a kimono or what you'd call that, but she was wearing that.
Oh, yeah, because the rings were blue.
Yeah,
And he had
and
them,
he
like-
was wearing like that karate outfit, and he
Yeah.
had the 10 rings on
And
him,
they were
I was like,
separated and lit up and all that. Yeah.
that one is really cool. I think I saw the best. So that was telling Kirk this though. After 7:30, you couldn't see the costumes that well anymore,
Yeah. It's
unless you were in a well lit
DCA
area.
is pretty dark.
Yeah,
I mean, Disneyland gets dark in the other lands. You know? But I got to say, it has a very party vibe, which I like.
mm-hmm.
And I don't know about this because I haven't done it without a costume. And this isn't knocking it at all. Like half of the fun is that you are dressed up.
Absolutely.
It adds to it. And the fact that
And I
we're
kept
both
telling you,
dressed
like,
up.
I found a lot of joy, and people would be like, "Oh my god, I got it!" Like they
Yeah.
look at us and like, "I get it." Yeah. No, I forgot one. Someone was Evil Dr. Porkchop.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So they were wearing the
Made some
pig,
yeah.
and they were wearing the hat and I think something else. And
Saw
I
some
mentioned
cozy cones.
I mentioned Evil Dr. Porkchop. She goes, "Yes, everyone thinks I'm ham. I'm Evil Dr. Porkchop." She's like, It's specific." We saw a couple cones. There was one where I think the kid was Lightning McQueen. The dad was like a race car track,
pit
like
crew
a
member.
pit crew member, and then the wife was a cone. I'm thinking of one. There was one more costume I saw that was really funny. Oh, I saw a lot of Haunted Mansion people, tons of Haunted Mansion groups, and we
Yeah.
saw a couple hitchhiking ghosts, a couple of the ballroom people.
Really good costumes. But yeah, it's really fun being dressed up. If you're going to go to a party, just dress up. Even if the costume is low effort, it feels fun to
Yeah,
be
we saw a
dressed
lot
up
of
there.
a lot of kids wearing
No, I'm not-
superhero
I'm just
costumes.
saying,
Listen, they were excited
Yeah.
for it, and everybody was really. I think I love it though when families get into it. I
Yeah.
think when families do it, like the Rapunzel family, I was like, you win.
Yeah.
For the effort alone, I go, you guys totally win.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
Yes.
It's time for Movie of the Week. We watched The Muppets Haunted Mansion
Right before the party.
right before the party. Yeah.
Which was cool because as we were walking the tram route, they have that display. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, we just watched that. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I definitely did the whole Leo thing with Jeff Keighley. He was the Game Awards guy. He was the singing bust that has the head
yes.
off.
Mhm.
And I'm like, wow, you must have loved that. I'd want that to be my cameo.
Yeah, for sure.
What'd you think?
I really liked it. It's funny growing up, I didn't watch the Muppets a lot.
Me neither.
Not because I had nothing against the Muppets, but there's people that like love them. But I remember because I think Rain had mentioned it was really funny, and I was like, it's like I haven't really gone into the Halloween spirit, and we had like an hour, we had like some time to kill. I'm like, let's watch it now. I really did like it. I thought it was funny because I like love movies, TV shows. So I kept calling like, hey, that's Darren Chris. Hey, that's Yvette Nicole Brown. Hey, that's Taraji P. Henson. So I kept like putting people out. But it was really funny and really silly. It was just kind of just silly and goofy. The kids will love it. But it had a lot of original songs, which I wasn't expecting because I was like Haunted Mansion songs, but they also had like original songs thrown in there.
Tons of Haunted Mansion jokes though.
Yes.
Real good.
And no, like I don't want to spoil it, but like the spiel makes a lot of references. There's a lot of reference to the spiel, like of the whole ride.
It was handled very well. It wasn't heavy-handed or anything. And Rain was right. He said, "Shout out to Gonzo."
Yes.
Gonzo is awesome.
Yeah, Gonzo's
what a
really
good
cool.
character.
He's a
I
great
do like
character.
him.
Pepe.
Pepe's funny too.
Love Pepe.
But yeah, Gonzo's awesome. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It if it's not Halloween yet, you haven't seen it, just go watch it. Just do it. It's like an hour long.
It's 52 minutes.
Yeah.
And what's cool is on the tram route, they have that little display. And then at Disneyland, they have the whole Haunted Mansion Muppets section where Mr. Lincoln is. So I actually might want to go, if it's still there after next week, I might want to go back and look at it again. Now that I watched it, I want to see.
It'll be there when we're there. So
yeah. I know America's like, oh, we walked by it yesterday. I'm like, have you watched it yet? We watched it before we got here. So that's next on her list too.
Definitely recommend. It's something, groundbreaking or mind-blowing, but I think that's the point. It's a Disney Plus special. It's a special. It's like imagine it as like a long TV episode or something. Real good.
It was cute. I really like it.
Very cute. It's kid friendly. Doesn't get too scary or anything.
Oh yeah, totally kid friendly.
So
there was one little jump scare with one of the actors. Don't see us.
Oh,
we jump a little bit actually. That one jump scare.
But yeah, it's nothing crazy. Yeah. So definitely go watch it. So there was something I was gonna mention with movie of the week.
Have you seen Dune yet?
No.
But that one's up on HBO Max if you want to watch it.
No, it's like, oh, you have to mention this, and of course I didn't. I don't know. Obviously still watching Castlevania.
I finished You, which is the perfect October watch for those that have not watched that.
Castlevania, What We Do in the Shadows. Vampires.
Okay, well, Kimmie's suggestion is You. I'm watching Midnight Mass right now, which I hear is spooky.
Are there vampires in You?
No.
There you go.
They're serial killers and stalkers.
That's not Halloween.
Yeah.
All right. So it's time for We Have It So Good. So it's where members of the Trammin Fam write in with what they miss or appreciate about Disneyland. So John writes in, finally tried the bridge.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I love the bridge.
It is pretty great. Let's see.
We used it to access the monorail that one time, and that was convenient.
Yes.
Because we
were going to use it this time.
We usually use the bridge to come back, I think we've only done like 2 times to actually get to the parks.
Yeah, we were going to do it this time to go through the hotel and all that stuff, but I'm like, you know what?
Let's do the camera. And it was it was totally
worth it because that hotel would have been 2 security things and it would have just
we got our photo where we wanted our photo too.
Oh yeah, because we would have had to walk back and all that. Yeah,
so it was really great.
Nice and quick, real easy.
I hope you enjoyed the bridge, John. It's really lovely.
Yeah. So let's see. Kevin, he texted me his thoughts for last night because we asked him, and we asked him
yesterday. He's like, "Let me think about it. Let it marinate a second." Yeah.
Things moved way smoother than the last time we came. So he went 2 years ago. 2019. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was the first year Oogie Boogie was a thing.
Wait times are also way shorter. And Villains Grove last time was like an hour wait compared to the 20 minutes last night.
I think they went in September also 2 years
ago. So maybe, that was a really good point you made. He said last time he wasted a lot of time waiting in lines. And it must have been like for characters and stuff.
Yeah, because I think the longest wait was maybe Zombie Cat, but even that it was entertaining. It was like a show almost. So it didn't feel like a wait to me, you know? Mad
Hatter may have also been in the Oogie Boogie building. Mm-hmm. Maybe if they did split characters this time, that can help.
Yeah.
Because you're now, even though you have to walk, because you're not stopping multiple times in the same line, because some people might stop for Facilier and then just walk past Mad Hatter. This way you have a choice. So the more spread out things are, the shorter lines could be. So I don't know if that's what happened, but
well, like Villains Grove, think about that one. Like that one was very slow moving because people wanted to stop and took pictures of everything. I didn't see any cast members really guiding us along. And I think for like the characters, they weren't like being rude or aggressive, but they're like, all right, get your picture, get your cameras ready. All right. And so I think in a way that helped.
I think.
And the characters were interacting with you, but I think like Mad Hatter was the most slow, but he had no line. That's why he was like, I can talk to people and take my time here. But like other ones, like Sid was like, all right, get your picture, do your quick thing and keep going, you know?
Yeah. And he also wrote characters were way more interactive with people. Mm-hmm. He wonders if they sold less tickets. I don't think so. I think they just learned.
Because it took a couple of weeks for them to sell out.
Yeah.
It was not that first day.
I think they just learned what to do. I said it was cool that everyone was dressed up. He did like Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah. He said like when he got off, he was like, the feeling was like, bleh, but like it was fun.
I know America.
And he's like really
like, I warned him, but he was fine.
No, he was fine. It was, we got outside, fresh air, whatever. Cause I'm like, I don't like, it's weird. I have that not anxious, maybe nervous feeling, because it's not anxious like it messes with my mind, but I do feel nervous.
Yeah.
And while you're falling, it is scary, but it's just so fun.
Yeah.
Like I felt the backpack flying up in the air a little bit. Like I had it on my foot.
No, I get physically sick. Like that's why I can't do it. It's not even fear. It's just physical sickness.
The only time I've ever felt any type of sickness is when I ignored a warning for a VR game, and it was a racing game where you're going like literally 60 miles per hour. Yeah. And I turned off the visor too, where it makes the thing, like when you have a smaller field of view, is less motion. I didn't feel sick. I was just like, ugh. Yeah. So, and VR is an actual like not bad thing for you, like damaging, just like makes no sense. But anyways, let's see. So he says the drink we had, he'd give it a solid 3.5 out of 5. He said it didn't taste like peanut butter until the bottom.
And I heard him mention that like to America. He's like, I taste it now, like towards the end.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it was one of those, we were talking to the cast member a lot, very nice cast member, but I was like, she hadn't tried it, but she was like, I heard it's good. I'm like, yeah. I told her the thing I say here all the time. I'd rather know that I tried it and it was bad. It wasn't bad. It was just like, rather than,
I guess maybe people ask that because like maybe they're one-time visitors like, I want to make my money's worth.
No. She wasn't saying don't try it or anything. She was just like, we're just talking.
Yeah.
And for me, it was definitely, I would have wondered what this tastes like forever.
Yeah. And you got to try it. Yeah.
And he said he didn't like that we had to walk all the way from Guardians to Buena Vista Street just to go back towards Hyperion. We didn't even cross. We had to go even farther.
That's going to happen for any parade or even like the fireworks. Remember like we had to go like all the way like through Fantasyland to get to the other side of the park. Because
that's fireworks though. Parades, they have a lot of crossings in Disneyland.
So the first few floats had crossing opportunities.
One-way crossing at Hyperion.
Only one way?
From Hyperion to the other side, not the other side to Hyperion. Because we started walking, because the cast member was doing the hand thing, and he was, no, they're only coming this way.
My only guess is they don't want a lot of people near the Hyperion because there's nowhere you really go. And it's a treat trail. Because we were technically sitting, the treat trail entrance is where the Hyperion entrance is. We were technically sitting in a treat trail area. So maybe they just didn't want people to like stuff up the Mad Hatter. I don't know. But like, because the only way out if you did the treat trail is you would be exited out again towards the parade route. So that's my only guess. That's why they didn't want to do that.
Yeah. But he did say Zombie Cap was his favorite character. He mentioned that multiple times.
I think for me, I think it was Sid and Zombie Cap where like, I almost want to say they're tied. The reason why I love Sid is because he was interactive and he was funny and he was a really, really good cast and we got to see him. We didn't, like I said, after we left, he was gone. So like we just missed him or we just got him. Zombie Cap to me though, the reason why he's right there with Sid, he doesn't talk or anything. I think that swinging the shield was a nice touch. And I think just like the hype and it was like, oh my God, like no one else had, it was like the exclusiveness of it. And like the CMs were in character. He like made the noises and he was just like, bleh, and like his line never got long. Zombie Cap. So I liked him like with Sid because of the novelty of him. And I like Sid for the interactions. Yeah.
And my We Have It So Good. I don't get gushy. I'm not going to get gushy. Okay. But I would talk about you if Rain was here.
Okay.
It was.
Sorry, I'm making a face, but just because
it was. No,
I'm not a gushy person.
No, I'm not. I don't get like. Yeah. Oh, like none of that. It was really fun to go with you, to dress up with you, like to do like this. We were both on board and into this whole cost. Like we came up with it together. Yeah. We like brainstormed it together. It wasn't like
back in August we had this idea. Yeah.
Well, you see people like not often, and we're not like super special or anything, but like people get dragged. It's like, oh, someone didn't put in the effort, or it's like, they were just playing along. Like one person's in this crazy costume, the other person's bounding. Yeah. And it's fine if you both bound because it's a bound instead of like Disney bound instead of, whatever. But like, yeah, it was really fun to do this. And it was, just because we're trying to not be like other girls. It was like a couple's costume that the people in the costume are not a couple. We're not
a couple in the costume.
Yeah.
But we work is...
And nothing wrong with that. Yeah. It was just like, it was fun to, instead of be like, oh, look how cute we are. It was like, look at this awesome idea we came up with.
Well, it's like the Meg and Hercules. I loved their costume. It's super cute, but like Meg and Hercules are a couple. So like that makes sense.
And it was like, we were going for something different. Where it's like, what are two things that go together? Yeah. Like I was,
well, I think about like that costume, that couple. It was the three people with Doctor Strange, Raya, and Thanos. Raya doesn't really fit in with that, but they all looked so good. You can tell that's like a friend group though. Like they're like, you know what, we're going to do our own thing. We're going to look great doing it though. So.
Yeah, and I'm excited for coming up with something next year too. Because we were even like, we had a couple ideas where I was like going to gender bend.
We were looking
Not
at like Haunted Mansion. Because I my goal every year is something that people will see and recognize it, but no one else would think about it or wouldn't like. We wouldn't see like we saw a lot of pirates, but I didn't see anybody what we did.
Yeah,
I didn't see anyone do
I've never
that,
seen this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, but like I saw like, but like that's always my goal is something that people will look at and go, oh my god, I know what that is, but not to the point where you see. Like yesterday, we saw a lot of Loki variants, but they all looked really good. Like, no shade to them, but like some of them stood out more to me, but there was a lot of them. And it makes sense because he's a variant. There's so many Lokis. I think I saw like a President Loki. I saw a bunch of alligator Lokis.
Yeah. But it was...
I saw a lot of fat Thors.
A lot of fun to dress up. You know, it's weird. I'm always down. I'm not very good at putting this stuff together sometimes, but this was easy. It ended up being easy.
It was easy for you because you had the costume.
Yeah. And we so...
And
a lot of fun.
Chicken stole the show. That's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Definitely looking forward to doing it again because it's like
I'll do this. Yeah. For me, this is one of. I mean, it's 100% worth the money. Not even because of dressing up, whatever. You meet a lot of characters. If you just want to ride rides, though, pretend you're like forget Halloween. Get this ticket because all the rides are like walk-ons.
And we're not like party people.
Yeah.
So this is our Halloween thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with the Halloween raves. I've done like 5 of them already. Okay. And they're still great. I'm just like, I'm done with them. I don't want to go again, or, you know, someday I might, but it's like, this was the Halloween thing we did this year. And we didn't want to do it on Halloween just cause like, you know, you might want to do something else on Halloween. But,
and I think even for families, like let's say you don't want to meet any villains. Let's say that your kid dressed as the princesses. They were still out. They were at the Carthay area. Princesses are there.
You could do the
if you want to meet Mickey and Minnie, you can go meet them at the World of Color. Like to me, this is well worth the money because you meet a lot of characters. You get tons of candy.
And you can walk right past the characters on the treat trails.
And you don't want to do something scary, walk past it. You don't have to go through the villain's crew if you don't want to. You don't have to meet Captain America. You don't have to meet Sid. You can skip all that if you want to.
Was it anything that wasn't like Sid was rude but not scary. Agatha was snarky but not scary. The only like Cap was meant to be scary, but it wasn't a treat trail. All the treat trail characters, if you talk to them, they can be imposing scary figures, but they weren't like, ugh. Like they were just standing there.
There was no like scary.
They were there on a platform. You could talk to them. And it's kind of like, these are the villains in their environment and you're interacting with them as they're there.
Yeah.
They're not like, they're not like villains in, if you walk past it, like, you know, when Jafar is on Main Street or something, he's just there. This is like, hey, the villains are home, you're visiting. They're being nice to you in a way. Yeah. It's like, oh, you like villains. Yeah. You know, instead of like, oh, we hate you, you're a hero. It's like, yeah, come to the dark side.
That was really cool.
We have treats.
And even with Captain America, I know I keep bringing him up, but I couldn't imagine him lunging at a kid. Like, I don't think he would.
He was
like,
smiling with the kids. Yeah.
I had my phone and I think he's like, I'm going to scare the crap out of her because she's not paying attention to me. And so I think he knew I was an adult and I could handle it. But like, I could not see him do. So like your kid's a little nervous, maybe just have them, you know, off to the side or like next to your hand or whatever. Like, I don't think he's going to come out. He was the scariest, but even then I think he knew his limits with kids. So yeah, it was really fun.
So it's time for one last bite. So let's talk about food. Kimmie.
Yes. I forgot all about this. Okay.
In the last week.
I'm going to try to do this.
What is the best food you had?
As of last Wednesday?
Whenever you want.
I'm trying to think. What have we
You haven't been on, so you can say whatever you want. Really.
I really think, I know I've had this before and I've mentioned it before. I think the carnitas nachos hit the spot for me yesterday because we had a lot of candy and I was like, I just want something like savory. And I remember I was debating between the rice and the nachos. And before you decide to get both, you're like, there's meat on the nachos. Like you'll feel better like having something like protein in your body.
Well, yeah. If you didn't say that, I probably would have also gotten nachos. Yeah. But I was actually in the end happy we did both. Yeah. Because you did, like I was debating too, but because you wanted both, it worked out. Like we both got some food. You know?
Also mentioned quesadilla, but I was like, I don't want to, like, I kind of want something like, I don't know.
Because that's when you weren't sure, you know?
And it wasn't, I was like, I feel like they wouldn't hit the spot right now. Like I want nachos. Like, and so we got that. So I think that's probably the best thing I had this week because it just hit the spot. Like it really did hit the spot for me. It was really good.
For me, it was the beef tacos we got from Laguna Feast.
I know. Yeah. I like that a lot. Nice that was last Thursday, yeah.
Yeah, nice weekday in Laguna. No one's there. But so here's the thing. We both got carnitas, right? Mm-hmm. We always do.
We love carnitas.
But you got carne asada and I asked for beef because it said beef in the like English word beef on the menu. And I'm like, why does this look different? Like mine is like taste different. It was what seemed like barbacoa. It was wet.
Oh.
So it had a lot of spices and whatever. So you got to try that.
I'll try that next time. Yeah.
It was so good. And they slightly fry the tortillas there. So they're like they have a crisp, but they're not crunchy. Really good. And the lettuce on there is just good. And especially like because the beef was wet, it didn't need like salsa.
Yeah.
Because the salsa verde is like sometimes it's really mild. It's like just tomatillo. And sometimes it's like this is very spicy with jalapenos in it. You never know. That was my best. What was your best sweet? Favorite sweet?
This is gonna sound really funny. I want to shout out Melody because she got married.
Oh
this
yeah,
last
we went to
weekend.
Melody's wedding.
I loved the cake they had there, the buttercream cake, because you were saying like it wasn't like it was like buttercream, it wasn't like a whipped cream. So, because I would say candy, but I'm like I feel like I'm candied out already because I had so much of it in the past 2 days that I'm like I think I'm gonna give a shout out because of that specific cake flavor. So.
Yeah.
Shout out to that.
So shout out to Robert and Melody.
Yeah.
Congrats on getting married.
Beautiful wedding. But yes, I really liked the cake. So,
And you know what? Shout out to their tacos too. Because
tacos were good.
The meat
I almost
was really
said
good.
that, but I'm like, you have tacos too, so I'll mix it up, you know. But the nachos did hit the spot though.
Yeah,
They did hit the
but
spot.
also just absolutely wonderful decision on getting buttercream on a cake, no fondant, and no whipped cream.
It was really good.
Yeah, good cake.
Very good.
Good cake. That's rare. And you know the Mexican candy hit the spot too in the bag.
Yes. Oh, the pinwheels. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're really good.
Oh yeah, the pinwheels were there. Yeah, good choices.
I think that's my highlight because I'm like since last Wednesday. Yeah.
Wedding cake. Yeah.
Yeah, the wedding cake. Yeah. Probably better than Disney's Haunted Mansion wedding cake.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're probably
Did you say you're sweet?
all the candy.
What's your favorite candy from
We'll
what,
get there.
from what we were served yesterday
Hold
though?
on.
Same thing.
That's-
Okay. Same thing.
Read the next bullet point.
From what we were served at the party.
Hold on.
Okay.
No, my best sweet was all the candy. I was like, I don't buy. My mom used to buy a lot of Ghirardelli. Not used to, like a year or two, a couple years ago. So it spoiled me on how good Ghirardelli chocolate is. And it's not expensive. It's just like better than the chocolate
It's
around
better
it.
quality, yeah.
Better than the chocolate around the Kit Kat and all that. But I love Halloween candy. Grew up loving it. I still have my original like trick or treat bag. It's downstairs. Has some books in it, you know, and it's like, I love it. I love unwrapping the little candies and just stuffing my face. And I'm like, I don't care if I'm going to feel sick. I'm going to eat a ton of candy today. And I ate a ton of candy yesterday and it was mostly chocolate. The candy, whatever. I like chocolate. And it was just so nice to just be like, this is the one night I'm just going to gorge myself on chocolate and then just not worry about it. Because I always look for a touch of chocolate. Never like tons of it because it gets sickening almost. And I'm like, this is Halloween. I'm in a costume. I have a bag. I'm eating candy out of it constantly. So just all the candy, all of it.
I have 2-gallon bags full of candy, and you have.
Yeah, I have a bunch of.
That's only my
sandwich
share.
bags.
You had a lot too.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take it to work. The
Yeah,
guys,
me too.
The guys will love it.
Me too. I have so much candy. I'll
So-
take it to work.
What is your favorite Halloween candy in general?
M&Ms.
M&Ms, not Reese's. Reese's pumpkins.
Okay, you don't get Reese's pumpkins in your bag. You get M&Ms
the
in your
book.
bag.
There's two questions.
No, not yesterday. In
Oh.
general, like I don't see. I mean, I haven't really gone trick or treating.
Yeah, you get the minis.
But I'm saying, well, I've never gone trick or treating. So now that I think about that, I've gone to a lot of Halloween events, and I've never seen Reese's there. So my experience, it's always M&Ms.
No, we used to get the.
Now, when I buy my own candy, go to Target, I'm going to pick up a Reese's pumpkin.
In our childhood time,
Yeah.
you would get individually. You would either get the Reese's minis or the wrapped Reese's, but remember they still have them sometimes. The ones that are glue wrapped instead of the
Yes.
It's better when you unfold the Reese's.
Yes.
Gotta
Yeah.
say. So
I'll say M&Ms because that's at most Halloween events because they're always in like those fun variety packs.
would that
M&Ms.
also be your favorite at Disney parties? Because
They had
all the candy is brought to you by Mars Wrigley.
and all the signs said that presented by Mars Wrigley.
I wouldn't be surprised if the candy was free for Disney. So no Reese's, no Kit Kats.
Yeah. No Whoppers.
I
I
thought you
noticed
said
that. I thought it was a Whopper.
Yeah.
It was a Dove. I'm like, what the heck? Why
Yeah,
is
there
there
was Dove.
Why is there Dove chocolate in here?
Yeah.
And then, okay, let's also talk about non-candy alternatives. They had grapes, apples, graham crackers, pirate booty. And like it's cranberry.
Didn't bring the pirate's booty.
I forgot it. I'm sorry.
Love that. I haven't had that in so long.
I was gonna give it to River. I'll
the
bring you one.
graham crackers, craisins.
Yeah, craisins. That was the other one. Yeah. That was so I only took like 2 bags of the fruit because the grapes were gonna get smushed. So I'm like, I don't even want to. Like today, I was sorting through candy.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And I had to refrigerate the other ones. I'm like, oh shoot, I have so much fruit
just like
in here.
there's just too much. Like there's only so many apple slices you can eat. There were sun chips too.
Sun chips, yeah. And
I
follow Happiest Vegan on Earth on Instagram, and she came last month. So they had gummies that were the Yum Food brand. It's like a vegan brand or something. I didn't see any yesterday, so I don't know if you had to request that or ask. Because she mentioned she got that kind, and I never saw it. And I mean, it was dark when we got our candy, but I didn't see it today when I was yeah. We had a lot of Snickers. They had brownie M&Ms, caramel M&Ms, and just normal M&Ms.
I got a couple. No, they had peanut M&Ms too, but I got one bag of that.
I did not get any peanut M&Ms.
And I got a
Starburst. They're Starburst.
Starburst duos are pretty good, but my favorite.
And he said sour. You had a lot of Skittles. So you said sour Skittles was one. Yeah.
My favorite Halloween candy though is probably the little mini Kit Kats.
Yeah.
Because they have more crunch to them, I think. And
you know what? I think Kit Kat is right there with M&M with me.
And then
I don't get a lot of it. I love M&Ms most, but I think Kit Kat is right there. And Whoppers are delicious.
Favorite from yesterday? I don't know. It's between like Snickers, Twix, or like cookies and cream Twix.
Yes. Cookies and cream Twix was amazing.
I did get a Snicker brownie. Twice.
I got a couple of those too. I haven't had it yet.
Hit the spot.
Okay.
Which shockingly are not certified or anything gluten free, but none of the ingredients there's no flour or anything. Oh. Because raw flour is bad for you, and it's
maybe it's just in the same
because
area
it's like
that,
a package
that they process gluten.
No, yeah, but it's like if you're just sensitive, you could eat those. I'm trying to think of like the bag I went through and how much. What did I finish first that there wasn't enough of?
Trying to think, what else did they have? I think we got them all. Snickers, Twix, M&Ms.
There's
Dove. I haven't had the Dove yet.
I don't want Dove milk chocolate.
Yeah, I know. I don't want that.
I wish there was some Milky Way Midnight. That actually might be my favorite.
They had Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Did you see Crunch? No, Crunch is less Nestle. It wasn't there. Crunch was not there.
I think Milky Way Midnight is going to beat Kit Kat for my favorite Halloween candy, actually. Because the dark chocolate and the nougat is different. The nougat is, I think, marshmallow.
Yeah.
But yeah, favorite at Disney party? Probably. Let me see the picture. I know. Everyone's like, oh, Rain's on his way to pick up the cards.
Oh, so as soon as we're done filming, or he'll be picking up the card. I'll say hi to him.
Heart of the cards.
I know. I'm looking at my pictures too and see if I missed anything.
Yeah. Oh, Snickers almond is very good. But we'll go with what did I say? Even Snickers or Twix. We'll do that.
Yeah, I don't think I got any pictures of candy. Just
took a picture of the hall yesterday.
We got the best sunset yesterday. Beautiful sunset when we were going towards Pixar Pier.
So, any last thoughts?
No, I think for me, definitely do this. I think any age. I think if you have a family, it's perfect for the kids. If you're adults, get really into the costumes, meet some characters you wouldn't meet otherwise. You get a lot of candy out of it. And I really appreciate, I know you can't do it for everyone's got a different life, but I really appreciate people wear a costume and they get into it. It doesn't have to be expensive or elaborate, but I think I don't know, there's a lot of creativity with that. I love it. I
play
just love it.
Along.
Play along. And if you don't want to talk to you don't have to talk to the characters. Like some people just kept walking and grabbed their candy and just took a picture and kept walking. I interacted because I thought it was fun, but I thought it was really nice. No bad experience with anybody. Cast members were nice.
Yeah, I don't dislike.
They weren't rude. No, nothing.
The cast members were actually very in a good mood.
Yeah, they seemed really happy and
because there are less people than normal.
Yeah, and then like I asked at one point, can I have another one of these? They go, yeah. And then I asked a girl, can I have M&Ms? Like I meant like, can I have a package of M&Ms? Because she didn't grab one for me. She dug her hand in and grabbed like a handful of. I'm like, okay, like I meant like one, and she's like, no, I gotta get you one of each, and she's like digging around, but like wasn't rushing me, just like having her, A
lot of them said Happy Halloween, which is fun.
Happy Halloween. Yeah. So this Sunday.
Yeah. Happy Halloween,
Happy
everyone.
Halloween. Write in with what you're doing. I know I have no jurisdiction on that, but yeah, write in with what you're doing.
Yeah. Flood my DMs.
Flood his DMs and he'll tell me what you're doing. Because it's a Sunday this year. My parents are out of town. Most likely I'll just be with my nephew or with you. So
both
keep it chill. Like I'm saying, like I told Kirk, because we were debating doing this Halloween day or a week before, and I was like, one, it's cheaper to do earlier, and two, Halloween day, I just want to chill. Just want to chill. I already have I have a skeleton onesie. Curl up in that. That's all I'm gonna do.
But yeah, happy Halloween, everyone. Happy Tramtober.
Happy Tramtober.
Thank you so much for joining in on Tramtober, supporting us, listening to us, and just showing us love all the time, giving us suggestions, writing in. And obviously, we're not going anywhere. We'll be here next week. Rain will be here next week.
Rain will be here. I will not be here next week.
Thank you for always showing so much love to Kimmie as our guest host when needed. And you know, hopefully you like what we're doing. But
can't wait for next year. Can't wait for Tramtober 2022.
Tramtober 3, I won't spoil the rhyme for thee. And with that,
what do I say? See you guys next week.
see you real soon.
Bye.
Boo.